What up,
How does Gail
Brad?
always
That's
manage
fine.
to do that though? Like she always manages to get the final
It's
landing
it's
blow.
just the noble way. Wait till
She's a
everybody else
Christian.
does the work and then steal the credit.
it's the breathtaker motto.
You know, colonialism.
How do you think we got the name Breathtaker?
From all the lives you took.
We took it.
You took breath away from people. You terrible person.
Let them get all
Alright.
winded first, and then we took the breath out of them.
Don't forget to start your music, cuz. Get some tasty
Oh,
jams.
I never
Some
stopped
funky
fine. I need
beat.
to restart it.
Somehow the playlist turned into Star Wars music, so I need to...
Yeah, I was on a track called Neptune. I don't know what that was.
I'm just playing raw with no music.
You guys are just spacing out. It's really focus.
Spacing out.
That's
Okay,
a
we need to
bar.
start. Okay.
Must hocus. Focus.
Spacing out. Okay.
That's a bar. Have you ever considered battle rap? Sorry.
My next bard will be
I'd like to see this battle rap.
Battle
I'll just
rapper.
spit bars. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Price partner, clean rap.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground.
We're gonna keep working on your material, but I like the ambition. Already remixing songs.
Getting back to our session here. After concluding their slod ambush and dealing with the aftermath, we would see our party use the last of the fleeting daylight to begin the multi-day trek back to Port Starsail. As the first night would come and go, it'd be fairly quiet. Koski, go ahead and give me a survival check with advantage, assuming Marius is helping. And we're not going to go through like every day back quite the same, since we're on the way back. You guys have traveled this before.
Can Marius give his own survival check? Because I think I remember something that I get. Like,
okay. That's right. We talked about
advantage on
this.
my survival just inherently.
There
How
you go,
many?
yeah.
How many guidance nights though? Looks like a slight slap to the face. He's like, get it together, man. You're nature checking for 2. Wait, survival checking for 2.
I do survival. You
Do
do
the same
nature.
roll. I already did it. I'm sorry, hold on. And this 16.
Nice. As you guys would set out on this full day, this first full day on your travel back. It would, again, much like the night previously after the slot ambush, it would come and go with fairly no surprises. The night, again, would go by smooth. Nothing strange, nothing too odd. You guys maybe pressed on a little bit further just so you could try to reach a previous encampment. You guys kind of getting to a familiar spot, everyone bedding down. Maybe some prayers were had, no immediate answers would be given. Maybe some trees inspected again, still seeing those strange little signs of life at the core of some of these thick, large, older trees.
Word from
In the morning,
Saloon on
come.
whether Marius is pregnant or not?
No real response from Saloon after a prayer session.
It's okay, give it time.
Deadbeat mothers.
And
It's
as the morning
yours.
would come, the second day would begin for our party. As they would head out, it would be, again, a fairly mundane day. Can I get perception checks from all of you guys as we reach about the halfway point through the second day of travel?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Brett's got his eyes on the ocean, not gonna lie. He really wants to surf.
Koski and Marius, good friend at this point. Everything's safe.
We're playing I Spy.
Partway through this second day, you guys would maybe reach one of these like sort of rockier, more jagged edge cliff sides where you have to cut into the forest for a portion. You guys maybe avoiding like a few of the nastier, more thicker areas that you had to maybe push through the first time, sort of cutting through. Aelity and Gale, as you guys would pass through a particular section of the forest here in this brief little side trip before you guys veer back over to the actual coastline, the shore, the two of you would notice what looks like a poorly cleaned up campsite. Everyone else would be sort of just walking through this very small little opening here in the jungle area. But both of you would notice, I mean, there's a couple of like laid down areas where maybe some tents would have been set up. You see a very poorly covered up like previous campfire. That's sort of what your like initial pickup is as you guys are crossing this threshold.
How far away is it?
You guys are essentially walking through it. It was just on your like side path through the jungle here to avoid the rocky, like more dangerous area of the coast. You guys have been going up and down.
Can I go near like the campfire to see, try and like not like touch it, but like put my hand near it, like see if it's like still like warm.
I
Like
mean,
the wood.
Yeah, give me a survival or an investigation check.
Oh, natural one.
Natural one. It's hard to tell. Maybe it's a couple days old. Maybe it's just a day old. Again, it's very poorly covered up. It has like a few rocks sort of like loosely embedded around this very small, like former campfire. You can see like some burnt sticks, some ash, and it's dark spots. Very poorly covered up with dirt and like some light foliage, but it was pretty obvious to you. And as you glance over, you see Aelity probably is like clocking everything that's going on. The rest of the group, you guys would probably at some point, whether you walked a couple feet past or glanced back immediately, you would see Gale sort of stopping to investigate, Aelity probably lingering and watching the whole thing.
Definitely don't remember this being a campsite we stayed at, right?
No, this is definitely not something you guys would have like stopped at. You guys maybe crossed the section loosely a couple days ago. Again, you're at about a halfway point or so back, and you guys would have traveled right through here last time.
Can I tell what direction they headed to?
Yeah.
Like, I can see the camp. Yeah.
Give me
I kind of
survival?
get everyone's attention.
Nature?
Yeah, give me a survival check.
I don't know, I just think maybe we should keep an eye
18?
out. Someone else might be around.
Looking for tracks specifically, you maybe begin to glance around the camp itself, but more around like the outer perimeter. As you can see a few tracks sort of peter off around, kind of gauging there was maybe some sort of like patrol. It looks like someone, it's unsure how many, but they sort of kept a perimeter of this place. But the general tracks, you would see the collective, they begin to lead off heading south, the same direction you guys are going. Just a quick gauge, this group is likely sticking to the junglescape itself.
Is it pretty thick jungle?
I mean, at parts, it definitely isn't something you can quickly travel through easily, but it's traversable.
It definitely looks like it was like a group of people, not just like a solo.
Can we?
I'm gonna.
Can we gauge?
I'm gonna
how many...
send Finn up.
Yeah, Finn takes up in the air. Koski, as you come over, give me a survival check.
I'll just pass the information on.
I was about to say, Marius probably pointing out some of the obvious bits, and Koski trying to ascertain how many people were here with an 18 survival check. 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, possibly 9.
Can we discern like how big they are based on how big the footsteps are, possibly?
None of the impressions are too, pressed into the earth, and any of the signs of broken twigs or like branches or sections of the jungle that have literally been like cut through, like some vines essentially, just to traverse easier.
Okay.
And medium sized, nothing like large, sort of like troping around. Nothing that would resemble Slod, kind of being the first thing you could think of. So smaller than that, probably closer to your guys' size.
Wild if Slod just camp out.
Between 5 to 7 people. Koski think better idea to stick to path we've been on. Not try to disturb these individuals that seem to be going same way that we are.
Wait, are they going the same? Aren't they going where we came from? Or are they ahead of us?
No, they're ahead of us.
Yeah, they're heading that same direction you guys are going, but a little bit ahead.
Misunderstood. Okay.
Yeah, I actually misunderstood that too. I thought you meant they were headed where we came from.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was like another party looking for what we found.
No. So they would continue heading because you guys are currently heading south. I mean, your direction, you are moving north, so they would also be moving in that same northward way.
Yeah.
But, stick to cliff paths like we have been doing instead of traverse the jungle. Yes.
Maybe we go a little bit slower, try and make sure they stay ahead of us. I mean, they are a larger group. I feel like they're gonna move slower, right?
We have no reason to assume they're like not friendly.
I'm gonna transfer
to our own plan, and maybe they just don't even care about us.
It could be lizard folk. Come over to the
wandering tribe.
Other side of island, do hunting or something. It's better to avoid, no?
Yeah, I'd feel safer waiting to try and or potentially interact with others until we're closer to the city again.
It's my understanding, if I'm correct, Matt, that even if we were to stick to the same path that we've been following and came from, it would be slightly different and away from the jungle path that these individuals were taking. Is that correct?
Going off of kind of what Marius was ascertaining, that seems to be the case, because while you guys roughly at this point would begin veering back towards the coastline itself, these tracks seem to continue on south through the jungle itself.
Stay to coastline and avoid confrontation, no?
Brett, give me a survival or another perception check.
Let's see. What am I better at?
Same with Aelity as well, if you were transferring your sight and hearing over to Phineas to give that 100-foot area check.
They are the same.
Thank you. So survival or perception? What am I?
Yeah, survival or perception, whichever you'd prefer. If you're transferring your sight or hearing to Phineas. That's what it sounded like. We didn't mean to trample over you.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Oh, that's rough, Brett. I'm sorry.
This is
Be the bird, Aelity.
Yeah, Brett, you're not picking up much of anything and never been super great at tracking. Your friends seem to be picking up a lot of details. And for Aelity, the 25 perception, you do an easy survey of this 100-foot area. Phineas is very fast. So, in 12 seconds, he can move 80 feet. And he could just like cover this whole radius, and essentially following the loose guide of Marius, since he said they were essentially heading south, going the same general direction. You can see that that's true. You see minor signs of these tracks sort of continue on. Some more obvious, some you pick up just with a keen eye. No real signs of anything else. And maybe as Phineas is making the loop back, checking the general area, and as he comes back, touching down on your shoulder, giving a look through the area, you notice a tree almost right next to Brett, maybe 5, 6, 7 feet off from this little encampment, a former encampment you guys are investigating.
Yeah.
There's a tree there that has like rope impressions on it. Like like rope was like latched around it several times.
Can I walk over to it and see if there's any like stress burns on the tree, or if something was potentially tied to it or trying to get loose, or
Yeah, give me a survival check.
ooh, I'm not good at these.
A 4. Ooh. You come up, it's kind of hard to tell. Do you think there may be a spot on the ground here where someone was like sat up against the trunk? As it looks like some of the rope grooves don't really connect at this particular spot, as if there was a figure tied to it. But
Okay.
with a 4, it's hard to ascertain much else.
Yeah. Guys, something was tied to this tree, or a rope was tied to this tree. If you look here, there's like stress marks, it almost looks like. Maybe some of the bark's flaking off.
Definitely.
We take a look.
Yeah.
So what? They had some sort of prisoner?
I don't know, maybe. Or what if it's. This is going to sound weird. What if it's a slot? What if they have it on a live slot?
Uh, can I check the area? Check for tracks, prints, anything that would give me any kind of indication?
Yeah, you can give me another survival check as A Lady sort of points this out.
I think you just
Well,
have slot on the mind.
That's fair. That's fair, yeah. But why would they tie something up to a tree and
Could have been a
it's not
hammock.
dangerous?
Would be
fair.
transporting prisoner.
Part of
I
the
think-
camp.
I think Gail's a bit more like she's a part of this conversation, but she's just gonna be like keeping an eye out and about. She's a little paranoid now, so she's not
Fair.
gonna look at the tree.
That's fair.
This
as you're
is
keeping
day
an eye
2,
on it.
right? We have all our stuff back.
Yeah, this is day 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
I
guys
just
have
wanna make
had
sure.
you guys had long rests, so be sure to get all your bits.
I just wasn't updating anything. I want to make sure I was.
And Koski, as you sort of cross this little encampment, get to where A Lady is pointing out again this tree with these like stress marks, these like rope burns almost into the bark itself. It's a couple of feet away from camp, almost purposely so. With a 22 survival, you get up to it, and you think A Lady is like 100% correct. You even see the spot on the ground that she probably points out, and you think that she's right. You think someone was sat here on their ass, tied very tightly to the trunk of this tree, and there were maybe some signs of them struggling. It's hard to exactly tell. You can see a lot of footprints are in this general area. Again, it could have been part of the patrol, could have been a very specific survey. It's hard to exactly tell, but do you think A Lady's onto something? Though
But
it would be like a medium-sized creature.
Okay.
Because again, you can see this gap where the rope lashes obviously don't touch, as if this figure was tied back up against it, possibly. And it looks like fairly standard.
is no sign of sloth being tied up here, but very much so seems like a possible prisoner or somebody. Maybe
Is
some-
it a humanoid?
somebody
Is
else.
it?
Is medium-sized creature, no bigger than you or I.
You're pretty damn tall, so I don't.
So I mean, size could vary, but no sloth.
Is there such when sloths first enter into the world through like bursting through whatever they burst through? How tall are they? Would they be considered a medium creature?
You guys would have learned back in your collegiate days that the tadpoles, for the best real world description, it is very alien. It is like a chest burster, this strange little pod like tadpole that emerges. And then from what you guys were able to sort of piece together from earlier as well, is that you know, over the course of could be a couple weeks, could be a month, these things essentially grow to full size. And they're pretty damn big. There could be a period in there where they would be considered a medium creature mechanically. Doesn't sound impossible.
But it seems like the tracks that are on the ground here were left by something that was wearing, I would assume, like shoes or something like that.
Yeah, I would think any of you that were checking out tracks, whether for where they were going or variety, you could definitely tell it seemed like booted tracks.
Yeah, unless Slod start wearing shoe for some reason. Don't think Slod.
What if it's a mature slot? What if they're learning to adapt? I'm kidding. That's a joke.
Funny joke.
Well, we're losing daylight, so I'm just gonna start heading out.
Oh, he's cranky. Have you eaten today?
No, but I could die. I have 29 days left to live.
How's your morning sickness? Is it okay?
I puked 5 times.
It's more like 90 day.
4 of them had
you got
nothing.
there's a longer gestation period.
It's like 3 months, but last month you start showing sign of pregnancy. Again, we still don't know if you're pregnant or not for sure, yes?
I can feel it. I know my body.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not going to argue.
If there's nothing else here anyone wanted to dig into at the camp, you guys can press on.
Yeah, we keep going.
All right. You guys will
Ever so
continue on.
often, I'll have Finn fly up and I'll see through his eyes.
Okay, that's fair. Fair. And you guys would press on, heading back to your previous, path traveled. So after the strange encampment here in the jungle, you guys would begin veering off back towards that sort of rocky cliffside shore. Brief travel, getting back to that same path. You guys would press on for the remaining half a day. And again, it would be fairly mundane, fairly straightforward. You guys moving at a fair pace, unencumbered by the actual jungle terrain. As this, kind of second night of travel, you guys would know that your third day, you should arrive in Port Starsail. You may have to press into the night like an hour or two, but you should arrive. But waking on this third day, beginning to press on. Any particular conversations or anything happening before you guys begin, essentially on this home stretch, this last day of travel? Any particular bits or points of interest?
Yes. I think I'd break away just for a second from the crowd. Not for a second, but if we're kind of chilling and setting up camp and stuff, I would like to try and contact Finn again.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You find a little moment of solitude, maybe at the beginning of this third day, as some people are beginning to wake, some people having some breakfast. You find a lonesome little side here in the jungle. How do you reach out? What does it look like?
I think she would kind of, because her newfound deity that she inherited, I think she'd kind of try and like channel that power and also try and get in touch with the whole, like how it used to be, where she could just, it's almost like a itch that she hasn't scratched in a while, and try and get in tuned with that as well. And so
we'll
just
start.
Oh,
give me a persuasion check with disadvantage, just to start it off. See what our temperature is. 13. Solid roll.
Okay.
Solid roll. As you sort of, calm, what would maybe loosely be a meditation for Aelity, just trying to focus on the power, that the connection that she has. Give me an Arcana check.
right.
5. What would this look like for Aelity? Anything particular with Phineas or the surroundings, or maybe what's this going through her head?
I think there would be one specific memory of a time where she didn't feel like she was being held back, and it was more so both in control, and she didn't feel like she was always second. And there's a specific memory where they're by the lake, and it was almost like they were two different beings instead of one. And she really focuses on the time where they were like skipping rocks on the lake and really enjoying each other's company. One of the first times they actually met. And she's concentrating on that memory specifically.
And where would Phineas be? Would you be trying to like summon him up, or would he be on your shoulder? What do you think the vibe would be?
I think he would. I'd probably honestly try and summon him up.
Fair.
And
It's fair
so,
'cause
because
he's always lingering around.
yeah,
Sometimes with you, usually just following you,
mhm.
and you're just focusing on that memory. You hear a loud squawk. You look up, you see Phineas in the tree, and maybe you do beckon him. He would just squawk and fly off.
You hear her and anyone. I'm probably like 50 feet away from everybody, but I legit just feel like I did this for your own good. I don't know why you're so pissed off. I just want to talk. I don't understand. This is so stupid. Like, stop doing what you always do and run from your problems. I did this for our benefit. And then she'd start walking back to the group.
Coming back, the group probably beginning to clean up camp. Brett, a natural one perception. Oh, hey,
Not-
Ailey.
Oh, hey. Are you done with your little like yoga? What were you doing?
Yes.
The night
Yeah.
Oh, good. Gotta stay limber. Ah.
You're the loudest stretcher I know, Brett.
What was that?
So you're the loudest stretcher I know.
Always good to limber up and good to release with sound. Good for heart.
The night
He's the
before
kind of guy who can like touch his toes and his entire upper, like he looks like he just folded in half.
I can touch my toes.
Marius, did you have something?
Pardon me. I mean, I would propose to the group at night that maybe two of us could, like, after the sun goes down, just hike ahead for like an hour or so and see if we see anybody's campfire.
Oski volunteer.
Marius can go because he doesn't need to sleep.
Fair enough.
But
2-man
figured
party
on-
heading out.
yeah,
Moon party.
if anybody doesn't object, but
I mean, Gail would offer, but she's not particularly sneaky. She does have the cloak.
oh god,
Oh yeah, Brett has the cloak too, and he also has the mobile feet.
the
So,
cloak
like-
of elven kind.
Theme wise, he should be good at moving through things, like without getting tripped up.
Mm,
Plot wise, we'll see what happens.
right? Yeah, I'm gonna pop on my elven cloak. And the invitation's open. And yeah, whoever wants to go, I'm just gonna cruise, I guess, for like an hour or two. And just see if we see any campfires.
That makes sense. And that would be going like further down the coast or heading into the jungle? Or are you guys trying to get like some level of elevation? Because you can head like almost directly into the jungle, and there is that little bit of like mountainous shelving that starts to pop up, and you can maybe get some elevation.
I guess I would ask Aelity to fly up with Phineas first and just see. And then if she doesn't really see anything after a minute or two, I pictured hiking like right on the jungle's edge, and then just keeping an eye, like, on both coast and jungle, just for that light of the flame, trying to hit both at the same time. But also, like, check our path too.
Very fair.
Yeah,
very fair.
I could do that.
So we got who's all going on the hike and search? We got Koski, Marius, Aelity?
Brett.
Brett
wants to go.
If someone wants to be invisible, I'll cast invisibility, but I'm staying here.
Would that be by yourself?
Does Brett have the Cloak of Elvenkind?
He does.
Well, what if we wore our cloaks, make Koski invisible, and then we'll just have who's left? Aelity.
I can.
It always throws me off because there's 6 of us, but and then maybe Aelity and Gale stay at the camp, so no one's alone.
Okay.
And then Aelity could still have her bird to hopefully see anything coming.
Yeah, so she'll be the bridge.
And then, yeah,
that makes sense.
I think too, if we stay at camp, I will consistently be eyes and ears with Phineas, just like laying down, kind of like perched behind somewhere, because I'm fully incapacitated as Aelity.
You only get about 100 feet with that connection.
Yeah, and I'll just do circles around
okay.
us.
Oh, just like around.
here.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yep.
All right.
And then I'll kind of keep watch over Aelity and the immediate surrounding.
Smart.
And cast invisibility on Brett. Hide the flames.
I can tamp it down when I need to.
Yeah, well, this helps. As you disappear.
All right. As our party begins to head out from the little minor encampment they've made here that's like loosely in the forest here on this shoreline. And as our group would begin to head down south. How far ahead are we pressing? How much time are we going forward?
Got an hour of invisibility. Have fun.
Like an hour-ish.
Like out? Or
yeah. Like, I guess we'll just use up the invisibility and then, like, like leave it a little open. Like, if your visibility ended, but there's like a hill in front of us that we just want to peek over before we turn around, kind of vibe. But not much more than that. Because I don't know. Do we need to rest?
I was just thinking of, good.
I was still trying to incorporate some semblance of sleeping. But I guess we could go 2 hours, be 4 hours.
Yeah, like what's normally just a watch shift. Like that's not much lost sleep.
All right, let's go for 2 hours.
All right.
So an hour out and an hour back, ideally.
Or I lied, 3 hours. Hour and a half. It's been an hour and a half out.
Okay.
Hour and a half out?
No, I split the difference.
Brett will tough through anything. So whatever you say, boss.
I'm good.
Perfect.
All right.
Because I got swelling in my feet, and let me tell you. And I hope to complain the whole time.
Gale, Aelity, both of you guys give me perception checks as you guys are keeping watch at base camp as you see your party, the 3 members of your party begin to head a little further ahead, further south.
Good buddy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. 13 and a 28.
Hey.
You guys are feeling pretty confident. It's a pretty quiet night, thankfully. And Brett, Koski, and Marius, as you guys would continue on further. After an hour, that invisibility would begin to wane. Gale, you feel that magic circlet, that little signet that you essentially keep. You see it fade as well. 1 hour elapsing.
Oh, there it goes. Have fun.
Pressing on another 30 minutes, maybe even beginning to crest 40-ish minutes at this point, just looking for any sign. All three of you, go ahead and give me perception checks with disadvantage.
Oh,
So the power of our friendship gives us nothing.
wow.
Dense
I feel real cheated.
jungle. It's dense jungle.
Oh god.
Oof. Hurts.
Now you
Brett,
guys
do
know how
something.
it feels. Listen, I'm consistent.
Okay,
The
down.
double sixes.
876.
I have improved with every roll
The
this
buck
game.
stops
I'll have
here.
you know.
As you guys, again, you reach about hour 40-ish minutes. You pressed on maybe just a couple minutes ahead in the hopes of it, and you're not seeing any signs of anything. No signs of wildlife.
Good
No
sign.
signs of any strange oddities or anything you didn't expect to find in your path. No signs of this other group. No signs of a campfire. It's dark. The sounds of the jungle just sort of fill the night, the waves sort of crashing against the rocky shores nearby.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Time go back.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find anything out here. I mean, we could have.
Yes. Good
But
sign.
if they're this far ahead, I highly doubt we'll run into them.
Yeah, no, it's a good sign nobody around. Make
So,
for easy travel.
takes a little worry off the next morning. And I guess I'll just proceed back.
All right. You guys make the hour and a half-ish trek back to camp. Arriving. Would Gale or Aelity still be awake, just out of curiosity? You both could. You both had a fine perception.
Yeah, Gale would make sure to stay up until they got back.
Yeah, Aelity would probably still be awake too.
Fair enough. Fair enough. About 3-ish hours went by for you two. Just the sounds of the jungle, the waves kind of off to your side. The moon is almost full overhead, 3/4. And sort of tropesing back to camp, you would see Brett, Koski, Marius, just as they were.
Did
Brett looks
I'm
only
just curious, did Aelity stay looking through Phineas the whole time?
I think so. I think the whole entire time.
Fair.
Just checking.
You probably saw him coming in the last little home stretch as he was making that circle through the forest, heading back.
Probably like kind of alerting me like, oh, they're coming. He probably saw them first. I guess you guys saw them first.
We no encountered anybody while we were out. Everything seems safe.
Well, that's good.
Brett looks just like slightly less energetic than usual. Like maybe he normally has a bit of a like either urgency or like swagger sounds like a strong word, but it's just because he's like he moves with energy, you know. And that's just not there right now. He's like he's still totally upright. He's not slumped over, but he just sort of like walks in. He's like, yeah, there's like a lot of stuff in there, like trees and bushes, and as he's describing like
The forest.
the forest, he like lays out his bedroll and just like rolls over and faces the fire. Like he probably sits way closer than everyone else does to the fire, and then just like closes his eyes and nods off like almost immediately.
Has a hand almost in the fire.
Yeah.
You're like touching the rocks surrounding the fire.
They glow like he's going like they're like glowing. Heating and cooling.
Brett will keep the fire going.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen him fall asleep that fast.
Yeah, he really tuckered himself out there.
How is Marius feel?
I guess that was mine and Aelity's watch. So I guess I'll go to
Yeah,
bed.
yeah,
What?
I'll take over.
It's bedtime. Good night.
How does Marius feel?
Do you feel
Uh,
fine?
Feel any different? Well, I mean, like, when it first happened, but I mean, now that I've rested, I feel pretty good. I'll look at the wound and see if it's gross or not. Like, I
Well,
healed, but is there like some
Yeah,
black vein?
it did leave a little bit of like an impression,
Son of a bitch.
but that's it. I mean, it feels fine. Looks kind of gnarly. Sometimes some wounds when they heal, they do leave a little bit of a scar sometimes, and this one was pretty deep cut.
Does it look cool? Poking at it.
Incredible.
I mean, it looks like a minor scar.
Sign of mighty warrior.
Where is it? Is it on your abdomen or
You
like your
can't
chest?
see that? It's probably just the fire and the lighting. They'll pull shirt down. But yeah, I feel fine.
I don't actually remember where it is on you. Where
I
did
don't
you
either.
say?
The chest, probably. Well, it scratched me, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I
it's
kinda
kind of
go
going like
shoulder-ish.
perpendicular to the chest. It's not. I don't know. It's not necessarily the most flattering, I guess.
I'm
It
sorry
could
I
be
didn't get a
a sore
flattering
spot.
scar, Gail. I tried my best when I was out. I just really hope this takes, because I don't want to go back out there.
It's unfortunate.
Well, I mean, we didn't necessarily like need to get infected. It's just it was an extra bonus.
I mean,
I think we needed it.
It's unfortunate
Just-
that you volunteer to get pregnant, because now get paid to be pregnant. Yes.
Well, no, I mean, I don't think it really matters if we, it was just
we
if
just
one
all
of us
stick
gets
to one
infected.
story.
Koski, remember, in contract, you had to volunteer to get pregnant in order to get paid to get pregnant.
Yeah, I volunteered. When it was attacking me, I looked it right in the eyes and I said, okay. So maybe that's just the story we'll go with.
I mean, I think Koski thinks when you signed contract with
Uh-huh.
oh fuck, what Garther? Garther the Wise?
Yeah, Garth.
With Garther, you were supposed to accept willingness for pregnancy then. And I think Koski was only one that accepted willingness of pregnancy.
You can go to bed if you want. It's totally fine. You don't have to stay up with me if you don't want to.
I mean,
We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's been.
I mean,
a long
Koski
day.
thought we were having good conversation, but I guess not. Sorry.
Hey, sometimes we make mistakes, so I wouldn't beat yourself up.
Fine, Koski, go to bed now then.
All right.
And I feel like the more important question is Gail's like laying down, trying to make a blanket out of her cloak since she doesn't have a bedroll anymore. Is how do we figure out whose side Garther's on? I mean, like, definitely. Was it Aelity who saw the chaos magic in him?
Yeah,
This
it
Yeah,
was.
like
this side that you speak
that's not
of.
really a good sign.
Maybe we just make sure we get paid first.
What was that you said, Chance?
This side that you speak of.
We're just trying to figure out if he's like a good guy, you know?
I mean, seem like
Right?
good guy to Koski, but why consideration of bad person?
We've just had a bad bit of luck lately, so it's just best to be cautious with everyone. I mean, he could be fine. But until we know, we just be a little careful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love how we're just still trying to talk around Koski.
Well, if a new friend need
Just met him
protecting,
3 days ago.
if new friend need protecting from bad people, let Koski know. He'll shuffle off to bed.
Oh, we'll let you know, Koski. Thank you.
Good night, Night Kellen.
There's just no
Not
winning with
Kellen.
you, huh?
Never.
No.
I love Koski, but it's like, how much? I'm like, is he gonna stay with us? Do we want him
I don't
wrapped
know.
up in this? he seems too nice to get wrapped up in this.
I don't know him. He's just like, worships the same person I do.
Gail's gonna attempt her best to use the salvaged ruined bedroll that she has all like bundled up in the empty potato sack.
Yeah, I forgot
Have a
Brett's is
pillow.
torn up too. So he's just laying on shreds. He didn't even notice.
Marry us with a bedroll. There's just dust on it.
the only bedroll that survived.
All right. There's nothing else. The night will conclude fairly quietly. Again, the jungle noise is fairly loud at times. Insects, a few animal calls every now and again that maybe keeps the person on watch at high alert for a couple of moments, but it'd be fairly quiet. The sun beginning to rise. The third day of travel, as you guys would begin to set out, knowing that again, this will be the home stretch. At some point, you'll begin to have to cut through the jungle just to sort of get to some of the actual roads. And the dirt pathways really is what they are. But it's fairly straightforward. You should be getting into Port Star Sail just an hour or two, maybe after sunset, as you guys would press on. No rolls or anything needed. Fairly quiet day. Everyone keeping an eye out, not seeing any odd signs on any of the trek or particular parts as they even cross the jungle to get to some of the dirt pathways. Pressing on further, the sun beginning to set. Anything particular from our group on this third day of travel? As just got a couple hours left till you're back at the Port Star Sail.
We're back home.
Almost.
Yeah, I feel like getting close would just be like that extra boost in the day.
Hell yeah.
I would say just a little flavor thing. Gail definitely isn't wearing the heart anymore, but she's still carrying it.
Tied to her bag or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
This thing's gross.
Just as they're wandering, Koski's just asking everybody just personal questions, just trying to get to know everybody. Hopefully quiet group. Oh, tell Koski about boyfriend.
Well, you should talk to Flamio over there.
Who Koski
about
ask
that.
question to? Mention something about boyfriend, yes?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much like the best boyfriend anyone could ask for, specifically me, except for maybe him, because I'm the best boyfriend for him. Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, we've known each other for a while, and he's my best friend, and we talk well, not every night, but every night I try to talk to him, and he tries to talk to me if he could. It's a little complicated because I'm here and he's somewhere else, and there's a lot going on.
Friend have name?
Quint. You can't help it. And then he kind of like is thinking about Quint.
As soon as Brett says Quint, can I roll an insight on Koshki to see
Give
if
me
that
a-
name jumped out to him at all?
Yeah, check this mother.
Ooh.
Give me an insight check.
We've been burned way too many fucking times.
Whoa. Do you just say that out loud?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Gale would probably like shoot over a glancing look at Brett. Just
Throw
like,
him against.
With a 14, do you think Koski would roll anything to contest a 14 insight check?
If even just like because Koski is passive, like wisdom and intellect is not super high. It's just flat. So he wouldn't think anything of Aelity like checking him out or anything. But if Aelity is trying to discern whether that name rings a bell to Koski, it's an absolute fucking no. Like, it just seems like Koski's just trying to create conversation, get to know Brett.
All right. You're lucky.
Oh, no.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah. And as you're like kind of side eyeing Koski a little bit, all of you would hear like "Caw, caw," the raven flying down and perching on Koski's shoulder.
Oh, pretty bird.
That's a warning.
Is something wrong, Finn? Since I'm talking to Koshki, I'll be looking at Finn, I assume.
Yeah, where's Aelity?
See the green-eyed raven just sort of like cock its head a little bit and just stay on the shoulder, maybe reposition itself a little bit.
Koski would just like
Oh, I think Finn likes you.
reach a finger up and just like try to like nuzzle his
Flick
head.
him.
You would probably take a little bit of nuzzling. If there was too much, you would probably like back away, maybe like take a little like peck at
It's
you,
very
like a little
it's
chop.
very light, like it's just in the waters. It's a pretty bird you have.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's friendly, no?
Yes, very friendly. A little too friendly sometimes.
Koski like.
Uh-huh. That's
You'd
good.
see the raven and Aelity probably make eye contact before it would like squawk and flutter off ahead.
I was gonna say, anyone paying attention, you see like a clear, like almost like discomfort on Aelity's face. Just
oh yeah, I'm picking it up with my passive 18 wisdom.
Koski don't know you guys enough to discern.
Is everything
What
good
I-
there?
Would I need a perception or an insight?
Aelity's call. I'll let Aelity make the how like outward it is, or if she is trying to keep it low key.
It's more so of just like eye contact, kind of turn opposite of the group and like give one of those little like lip smack, like whatever.
It's so Aelity.
Uh-huh.
I think something's off. Brett will just like, butterfly moment. Like, Brett noticed that.
That's wild.
Incredible.
Brett finally passed an insight check.
He's like, maybe he's finally ruminating on like the conversation they had last session.
Oh yeah,
All right.
Kind of thinking about some things.
connecting dots.
Oh,
If there's
damn.
nothing else. The
Yeah, well.
second half of this day would sort of peter on for all of you. Again, towards the second half, you would cut through the jungle scape, getting to those sort of dirt roads and trails that will lead you straight to port. 4 or 5, almost 6-ish hours would begin to pass. The sun had set roughly about an hour and a half ago. You guys begin seeing the trappings of the northern gate that you're approaching. And you guys would approach the fairly well-kept looking city guard to an extent. They would be standing outside this gate, very reminiscent of almost every other place you've gone to, and especially the Link of Knowledge, though these would be a different guard. The guards that keep watch of the city being distinctly different from those of the Lapis universities. These more armor-clad guards probably giving you a once-over. One of them maybe loosely stepping forward, as there's like 2 or 3 flanking these entrances here. State your business.
We have
We live here.
returned from killing Slod.
And that.
Got you. Some bounty hunters, it would seem. Fair enough.
Mhm.
Come on, make your way in. Don't make any hubbub. Don't want to see you folks again.
What?
I live here.
It's
Have a
like-
good night.
It's like different than before, right? Does this feel more tense than before?
It is nighttime.
Yeah, we are coming to like the dead of the night.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fair.
you guys would, again, you guys have been here for a couple of months, so you probably would know that night security gets sort of turned up a little bit. There's a few more patrols out, a couple more at all the entrances, just tightening up. Again, the Pinzari Isles not being the safest place to have a city that loosely follows regulations of the Arcavios Accord.
Mm.
You guys would head into Port Starsail. You would see some of the familiar trappings, a couple of citizens out and about, those street lamps, those sort of torches being hung on posts, sort of lining the street, lighting the pathway ahead of you. Many of the buildings would have some lights in the windows. A few of them would be out. It's a fairly quiet night. What would our party like to do back in Port Starsail?
My vote would be to go home and go to bed. And go figure this out in the morning.
I mean, yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
doubt we'd be able to
It's
get
gonna
to
be
Arthur and the university at this time of night.
perfect.
Maybe.
We had it?
Maybe we
What?
can send a message that we've returned? Because wasn't there some kind of like time constraint thing where we would get a better reward if we return sooner?
It was like
We should
10
clock our
days.
time. That's how Brett would phrase it.
It's been what? We're on like it
Day
took like
7, 6.
yeah, right?
Yeah,
Took like 3
tomorrow would
days
be
there, 3
your
days back.
7th day.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure it was 10 day. Get better
Yeah.
reward.
Yeah, we
So
should be
we
fine.
have couple days.
Okay. Oh, all right. If you say it's fine.
But we'll note the time.
Yeah.
We have witnesses.
And we do have paperwork to get back in again. We got that right.
Everyone
Yeah.
checks
Oh,
pockets.
I
frantically.
believe it was handed to Koski specifically.
Pull out.
Oh yeah. They liked him the best out of
Koski
everyone.
pull out the contract. That's why Koski know what contracts say. Because Koski keep referring back to contract. But yes, so
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, settle in for the night, go back in the morning.
Fair enough. What's Koski's plan for the evening? Is you would see your other 4 party members is essentially beginning to head off towards more of the the I don't know, urban section where a lot more housing is rather than stores or inns or taverns.
Koski would just being back in a town with like some sort of like sanctuary and stuff, he'd actually probably spend the night outside under the stars. So
Okay.
he'd just post up against his axe and stuff up against like a tree or something for the night. But do
And,
little
do you
meditation.
hang out near our place, Koski?
Please. It's no problem. Koski likes to commune with Saloon every once in a while. Sleep under stars is good, especially with moonlight.
You willingly choose. Uh, she just turns and walks away.
It's good for soul.
Does our little house have a backyard? You can stay in the backyard.
You guys probably have some sort of back or front yard, I would imagine. It may not be too big. You guys have a lot of square footage on the house. Takes up a majority of the plot here, but yeah, you probably have
Then
something.
Koski will sleep in the backyard or just wherever it is, like that's nearby.
And there's a
Sure.
public bathroom just down the road.
Oh, okay. Koski let himself in middle of night. Make no sound at all.
Quiet as mouse.
Quiet.
Yeah, there's a bathroom just down there.
As he walks into our hardwood floors, clip, clop, clip, clop.
Hits horns on like everything.
Rattles the house every time he takes a step a little bit.
The house is still settling.
And we'd see you guys make your way to the house. Again, for our audience, this is our first time seeing your guys' lovely abode. It would be this beautiful wooden house, 2 stories, pretty good square footage on it, 4 bedrooms plus extra space, 2 different bathrooms. It's a fairly hefty coin, but split 5 ways. It's pretty doable.
We're renting.
Renting, of course. And Koski pulling up to this place, dead of night, stars out, moon beginning to get pretty close to full at this point. It's a fairly nice place, not really your vibe. You're more of a huts and teepees sort of guy. This seems a little much, but it's fine.
You guys don't have a dirt floor. Are you doing okay? Do you need some money?
If there's nothing else in particular, the night will conclude unless anyone had any other bits.
Just doing our nightly meditations, man.
Yeah, I guess I'll take him to my spot. Oh, he already knows. I'm gonna meditate there.
You said it's been a week, right? Since we've been like 7 days. Or
Yeah,
6?
yeah. Basically, this is like the night of the 6th day. So tomorrow morning is like day 7, like a full week, and you guys got back.
Okay. I was gonna say Aelity will go to that hotel again, just real quick.
The Sunnyside Tavern. You keep calling it a hotel.
Yeah. You know
It's
what I'm
classy,
saying.
isn't
Well,
Hotel, tavern, place to sleep.
Easy enough. Easy enough. Making your way over to more of the dock side of Port Starsail, checking in at the Sunnyside Tavern. That sort of hobgoblin folk giving you sort of the same deal. No letter for a Phineas.
Is there a letter from Aelity by chance?
Nah, he'd go back, give it another survey, and nothing.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a lovely night. Yeah. Head back
Your
home.
way back to home. Anything else from anyone on this kind of night back at home? All of you been sleeping in the woods for almost a week at this point. Finally back at your residence. You guys have lived here for a couple months at this point.
I imagine Gail probably is taking a bath. Well
Very
deserved
fair.
bath. Maybe because she's like taking an extra long bath. Maybe that's when she notices like Aelity having come back after sneaking off. Like she finishes up her bath and sees Aelity like sneaking into her room. She's gonna get dressed real quick. And then go over to Aelie's door. Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
Hey, You busy?
No.
You want some privacy, or could we talk?
Yeah, that's fine. What do you want to talk about?
Open the door all the way. Come in.
Very Gale. Very Gale.
Your outfit takes that part.
So, I mean, if us, I'm just gonna. What's going on with you?
What do you mean?
Um,
I don't know what you
I don't
mean.
know. Phineas is a bird. Um, you guys don't seem to be talking. Do you seem mad at him? You'd snuck off. I don't know where you were.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Phineas is fine.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Give me a deception check there, Aelity. 19.
Should I roll insight or?
Yeah, if Gale would be trying to read into it, because I'd imagine that probably
yeah.
beats your passive. But I mean, if she's on, the sort of search, yeah, give me an insight check.
That does beat my passive, but she's on the search right now.
That's fair. Hey, it's in line with your questions so far. I think it makes sense. 15. Seems fine.
I still think it's weird that he's a bird now. You never really explained that. Like,
Yeah, no, we had a conversation and I'm kind of just taking over and helping the group. Is that a problem?
no. I mean, honestly, I feel like you've been doing a good job. I just like,
All right.
I don't know, feel like you've been acting a little weird. Like you two together, not necessarily. Not saying like you're a bad thing. Like I appreciate it honestly, but like I don't know. I just felt like someone was bothering you guys.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Also, it's
Yeah.
weird. Why is he a bird? You still haven't. Why? What? How? I mean, I know magic, but like, what?
Eventually you're gonna have to ask Phineas when he wants to come back.
Okay, well, if you ever want to talk, you know, you know where to find me.
Oh, I know. Have a good night, Gail.
Walks out.
And we'll sort of cut over to our two boys over in meditation. Marius had shown Koski through the city to one of his favorite sort of vantage points. Again, Port Starcell being built in these like natural shelves and plateaus of the land here. There's a lot of different elevated points throughout it. Takes you to one of these very beautiful looking overlooks. The almost full moon is in like perfect display, not too much cloud coverage, a good amount of stars overhead. The weather has been slowly warming up a little bit at night over, again, the past week or so. A sign that spring is on its way. Sort of showing him to this spot, Marius. You maybe have like a couple of like lingering thoughts, as like this was the last place you received a real message from Saloon, something tangible. Maybe think to your loot on your back for a moment before you to essentially assume the meditation position. You two beginning to focus, center, calm. Both of you guys give me religion checks on this beautiful starry night.
Kolsky would like to propose a different method.
Okay.
That slight pause was like he gets down on one knee.
Just seeing as
Sorry.
how like Marius has his loot and stuff. Koski would pull out his bone flute, and instead of playing it in the way that they saw in before, he would actually play like a a folk song from his village.
Okay. Use my lute of illusion and play along, and I guess the visual effect will be like the spectral dancer, but like maybe like a little moon with like a beam lighting it up.
That's awesome.
We do a performance.
And both of you guys give me, as I say, both of you guys either roll with the instrument if you have that set up, or just a performance check. I'll give you both advantage. So you're both playing in unison.
26. I play a lot.
Koski's musical prowess is, I mean, simple, but it's very, straightforward. Marius, you have the flair, you know all the ins and outs of your instrument. Koski, this is like a time-honored song. Not really like you're going through the motions, but this is a song, again, like you said, your people have played for generations.
It is also a bone flute.
It actually sounds really good this time. Last time you heard it, it was horrifying, and it sounds almost like eerie melodic. It's kind of calming. You guys would play. You would play out that song. It would sort of lead into almost like a medley. Both of you finding this new rhythm, this again almost like a new form of meditation. And with the Lute of Illusions, that spectral dancer sort of twirling about, illuminated by the moonlight itself. The figure would begin to change. It would shift. And it would look to be a large figure of some kind. Not very detailed, very simple in its structure. And it would sort of shift, almost dancing still. And it would look feminine. But its form would almost look like a shifting shadow in this moonlight. Shit. Like angry and churning. And Marius, you are like almost hypnotically looking at this thing. At first, maybe you thought it was the last visage of Saloon that you saw. But now that it's in its full, strange, almost primal dance that this shadowy form is in, this is the same form that first tried to beckon you, that Saloon saved you from, your previous patron. But she's dancing in rhythm. It's, again, kind of hypnotic.
Did I notice any of this that's going on?
If he's an eyes open player, yeah, you would see the spectral dancer like shift from this elegant, vaguely detailed illusionary form to this, primal dancing shadow figure that, almost light illusion that it's made of is darkened just a little bit. Still lit up by the moonlight, but just in a much more eerie
just noticing
manner.
that's not something that's ever happened before for Koski. He would immediately stop playing.
I don't know. What would I roll? I don't know if I could stop. Wisdom save?
You tell me. You tell me.
No wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
I just gonna keep playing and stare at it.
And
it's a little lost. It's like a wave. Like
he's not gonna interrupt, but he is going to watch intently because this is weird.
Go with it, dude. It's art.
And Koski, you lower your flute, almost lost in your own minor hypnotic gaze of watching Marius watch this figure that he's playing for. And you would hear his playing almost become more aggressive, faster. There's still a rhythm to it, but it's very fast. And Marius, this illusionary figure, it would grow just about a foot. It's about 6 feet-ish tall at this point. This shadowy figure doesn't materialize, still an illusion. But its primal dance would stop as it almost looms over. Marius, you're playing, almost making eye contact with where its face should be, though it's just this amorphous blob of a head. This shadowy form would reach a hand out as if beckoning you.
I think now once it beckons, he'll try and snap out of it and stop playing. Maybe almost like back up, like oh shit, fall off, like fall backwards almost.
Yeah, it's just that stumble, this immediate stopping, the illusion would dissipate and break.
Eyes just like blinking.
You see Koski on the other side of it. He was heavily obscured. Your surroundings sort of come back into focus, hearing the very minor noises of the nightlife of the city.
As you come back into focus, you would see that Koski had actually grabbed his axe, and it's glowing very, very heavily, giving off that 15-foot of radiant light.
Okay. Well, how about we just call it a night, huh, buddy? He's still like staring in the spot where it happened.
Yes. Feel free to sort yourself out. Koski will see you in the morning.
Yeah. Let's do that. And he'll probably just like go walk the town, honestly, until morning.
Sounds very much like Marius.
Just like running down what happened. Like, okay. Maybe just holding on to his little pendant of saloon.
Later on that night, maybe even earlier that next morning, some of you beginning to wake. Marius, you're making your way back. The sun is beginning to come up. Koski probably rising with the sun. You begin to stretch and wake up in the backyard outside your new friend's house. And nearby, you see a blackbird. Or maybe a raven, maybe a crow. It's hard to tell. You haven't really seen a species of bird like that before. It flies down to the ground. It scoops up a worm from the nearby dirt and earth. 4 seconds later, a very similar white bird flutters in, fights this blackbird for brief seconds, the blackbird dropping the worm, scattering off, the white bird picking up the worm, flying off into the morning.
It was the white bird that got the worm?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign.
We found the early bird.
This shall be good day. Yeah, he'll make a note of that,
Everyone.
and he'll start making his way, I guess, to the front of the house. Maybe seeing if he can see Marius through the windows or anything. See if he's come back.
Probably as you go to the front of the house and maybe begin checking through some of the windows, Marius, you begin coming around the turn leading to your house, seeing your large minotaur companion Koski sort of looking through some of the windows, eyeing around, maybe turning around as you begin to approach. You guys essentially making eye contact as you were coming back just a little bit after dawn.
You can just knock.
Koski was looking for Marius specifically.
As I'm like walking up.
Not want to disturb rest of group.
Oh, hey. Yeah, that's fair. It's still early. It was a long day. What's up? How was the yard? Did you sleep okay? And like as I approach him, I'll like start moving it inside, unless he doesn't want to go in front of the others.
I mean, Koski wouldn't
Fair.
care about going.
No,
inside
okay.
or not.
I didn't know if you're trying to be like, hey, we should do a split the money of these guys. So
Koski
I'm open.
Koski is more interested in the Marius and the happenings of last night.
It's fine. We don't have to It was just a long day. I'm sure. I've never had that happen before, and he's gonna just look around and hope someone else is in this house. He can.
I was about to say the next person I could think of would be Brett. I think would Brett be doing some morning workouts of some kind, whether that be a morning run or something else?
Yeah, I think so. Like he's definitely got an overabundance of energy almost all the time. Um, he probably stayed up to try to talk to Quent, see if he could catch him before the end of the night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
You guys
then,
probably had like a little bit of time to talk. He would probably loosely mention having his sisters wanted to spend the night with him over the next couple of weeks since he was kind of planning to go back to school.
so he'll be less available.
At least at nighttime.
Okay.
Kind of peppered in throughout the your week of travel. You probably had a couple of convos here or there. Nothing
Mhm.
too long or in depth, but just sort of catching up and checking in on each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say, I don't know, maybe Brett like got up early to kind of check on his theater group before they head in to speak with Garther today. Just to
Mhm.
see if there's been any updates, like any new productions going on, like auditions he needs to have in mind.
Oh yeah. If you were to go by there, even pretty early in the morning, there's almost always people there this early prepping of some kind. Checking up. I mean, there would definitely be work available if you're looking to come back. They have a few different performances, a couple shows in town. Always in need of some backup actors, some stage filler, even a little bit of choreograph work with a dance number or two.
Ooh. Okay, well he would have probably just checked that out, like kind of combining his errand with like a morning jog kind of warm up thing.
hmm Maybe it's like as Koski, Marius get inside, like a little bit of like an awkward conversation lingering as you're essentially getting back home after checking in with the early morning crew over at the theater.
The door swings open and Brett's just like, good morning.
Oh,
Hey guys.
hey,
Brett.
Brad, perfect timing. We got to figure out our day today.
Well, yeah, we gotta check out that Garther guy, right? Like, take care of your little infection.
What we hope. I want to go back out
Uh,
there. We really should have asked how to tell.
Koski would just put his arm around. Oh, did Brett get a chance to talk to Quent last night?
Maybe. He kind of like
Yeah, just like
elbows a
squeezes
little,
him
like,
a little, just like
yeah.
Well, Koski is happy.
I might be in a good mood. I don't know. It's always nice to hear his
Koski is
voice.
very happy for Brett.
Oh, thank you, Koski. You know what? I think I'm feeling. How about I make breakfast today?
Is good with Koski.
He'll just like start making his way
Is
to the
good with
kitchen.
Marius now. Give more of chance for Koski and Marius to catch up from last night.
Oh, that's Brett. You need some help in there, though.
Oh, I mean, you don't need to catch up. I can make breakfast.
Oh no, it's okay. Marius, come
Giving
with Koski.
him.
Koski will just put his arm around Marius and just like not forcefully make him come, but just like kind of give him that like coming
Yeah, really whisking
along.
me over. I'm gonna
You're
my
guiding
Eldritch,
him.
my Eldritch Blast Brett.
Let's see.
Roll for initiative.
Okay, you guys are having fun. I'll get a space. I'll be right back.
That is Brett to a T.
Yeah.
Whole time it's just this face of just like
They've gotten so close, he says to himself.
in a way taking
Probably-
credit.
It's probably when Gail comes down the stairs, sipping on her boundless, her boundless bottle of coffee.
Good morning, Gail.
She like waves as you just mouth on cup. Ah, delicious.
The embodiment of don't talk to me till I've had my 5th cup of coffee.
Oh, it's what's for breakfast? She just kind of mumbles and walks over.
So yeah, sounds like I'm leading
What?
Marius.
Where to?
We just
By
we
that
just
fire.
set the table over here.
Okay.
Gail's the kind of person who helps in the kitchen by just distracting you with talk.
I just
You
sitting on the
backseat
counter.
cook.
Oh, you're putting cumin in there? I mean, I guess it's okay.
Doesn't know what cumin
I
is.
heard human.
Oh God, these genasi are eating people.
Or genasi, not fiends.
We're like the rainicorns from Adventure Time. We eat tofu, or was it tofu humans?
Yeah.
Tofu humans, whatever.
Maybe the breath takers do. I mean, Hotman follow a strict healthy diet with lots of snacks and omega-3s.
Get them nuts.
Yeah, I was about to say lots of nuts, trail
Cranberries.
mixes.
So, individual that we see last night, not familiar to Koski. Seems as though Mary is knows more than just saloon, yes?
I've seen something that looks like what came about last night a few times.
How many times?
Oh. Like a few years worth.
Ah, Marius is conflicted individual.
I'm sorry? I think it's just like, they got attacked, probably infected. It's just, probably just popped up. Let the stress get to me. Maybe sweating a little bit. Like, God damn it.
Individual torn between two worlds. Koski understand.
I'm not torn between two. Yeah, I made my choice. It's East Saloon. Well,
Maybe, just maybe, Marius has not made choice for himself.
made choices and I've made sacrifice and I've
Koski
done a
don't
lot
have
to
that.
be rid of that.
But
I'm
some
surprised
things
it's even here.
stay around like sickness, like virus, burrow down very deep and infect individuals, stay for a long time.
What's
I mean,
buried
Koski
deep?
don't know for sure, but seemed like it is still connected to something else.
Well, I mean, maybe you are right. As he starts thinking
Possible,
about it, I shouldn't
Koski has never
I
seen
shouldn't
saloon
be.
before, but whatever was there last night was not saloon. Koski just want to make sure that Marius is safe.
I'm plenty safe. I've got Saloon on my side, and this isn't the worst group to be around. I mean, they're no traveling work bard and his family, but they're pretty good. It was a different group. It was before you. It was way before you. I gotta. I think I gotta go get some answers. Just maybe tell the group we'll meet on Garther's at like noonish, and I'll like get up to leave.
Just Koski would like just grab him by the arm, just really quick. Marius need. Marius need anything.
Kind of like
I'll be
stop.
here for you. He'll just let him go.
Thanks, buddy. And I guess is there? I don't know. Is there a temple for Saloon here?
There's not a temple for Saloon here.
I didn't think so.
There's a couple of churches and temples, but none to Saloon.
I guess. I know he did that last night. I don't know. I feel like he needs answers. I guess he needs to try and reach out to Saloon. Like, that's what he's gonna spend his morning doing.
Fair.
Whatever anybody else wants to do is up to them. But yeah, he's just gotta kind of like out the door and just like, how do I do this? How do I contact her? Where should I go? He finds some quiet spot. Maybe people are there. Finds another, and then finally it's just like, I need some answers.
I love it. I love it. We see Marius heading off into the city. We'll pan up to Aelity. What's Aelity getting up to on this particular morning as you're maybe jostled awake by some talking going on downstairs? Hear some people come in or out, some like heavy hoofs hitting the ground. It's definitely Koski. He's in the building.
She'd wake up, rub her eyes, and then probably wash off from the 6 days of travel. Yeah, so she would take a bath, wash off, walk downstairs. And then is everyone still in there? Because I know she'd probably take like a solid like half hour, kind of just soaking in the bath.
Marius is probably gone, but by the time you come downstairs, I imagine Brett and kind of Gail's wonderful breakfast is probably on display. What would
Brett's breakfast?
what would Aelity come downstairs to, Brett? What's for breakfast?
I mean, I imagine Brett didn't necessarily cook growing up. Like, I think the circus probably kept like a cook for the staff. There's plenty of food vendors, so he probably learned to cook like at Strixhaven with Quent, which probably means that he just knows how to make like a few specific dishes, and they could even be really complicated, but he can't cook anything he doesn't like. He hasn't been explicitly taught, and so anything he makes is pretty much a favorite food of Quent's.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's like a bunch of like poached eggs and hollandaise and like maybe blanched spinach, and so it's an optional vegetarian what's the word I'm looking for? The poached egg on a muffin with ham. What's it called?
Eggs Benedict.
Yes, it's like that, and there's like
yeah, like with the
vegetarian options.
hollandaise sauce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that. We see Brett and Gail probably chowing down at the table. How's Koski with this? Has he ever had anything?
Oh no,
this,
definitely
I mean,
not.
decadent, really.
He's blown away by Brett's abilities, of course. Like, is absolutely flabbergasted. Such incredible skills. Koski has never had anything so fancy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the secret. You're welcome. The secret of fancy food is to stack it.
As is, I mean, it seems
Uh,
very
Gale,
beautiful. No,
as a fun flavor, Gale would have used helpful assistant to help like carry out all the plates of food. And like while
Aw.
we're eating, they'll like act like, as like a waiter to like refill drinks, share around her coffee if anyone wants it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Aelity, you come down and like the big swing of like breakfast, like Koski probably like in mid mouthful complimenting Brett as like
Oh.
Gail's getting like her drink set up. Everyone's there besides Marius.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I just finished breakfast. Good timing.
Oh,
Come sit down.
Oh, sweet.
hello.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Got some tea there, coffee there, butter.
I'll take some coffee.
Gale just waves her hand and it floats over.
Oh,
Pours more
Thank
in.
you. Are we gonna turn that stuff in today?
Absolutely.
Yeah, whenever Marius
Marius
gets
said
back,
he'd
right?
be back around noon.
Oh,
Had to
Oh.
go find.
okay.
Had to go find some
Where'd he go?
answers about some things.
Okay. I hope he's okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter what time today we go. I'm sure they'll be there. I mean, they say like they even get food. He gets food delivered, so not like he leaves for lunch.
Right. Have we heard anything from? Never mind.
Yeah, no. No, we haven't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're looking for Marius, he said he'd be back
Just
around
checking.
noon.
Yep. That's who I was thinking. Thank you for that answer.
Koski's pleasure.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Takes a big
Silently
ass
sips-
bite of eggs Benedict. He's
Silently sips coffee.
As we sort of pan back from our very wholesome breakfast scene with our 4 party members, we'll cut to our 5th party member. Where's Marius going to find these answers? What's his plan?
Oh God.
Uh-huh.
Just like I guess the holiest place he could think of, even if there's just like a collection of sites. I guess he's just trying to think. I don't know. Somewhere he feels like he could actually make a connection. So if there's somewhere that's just like a couple of temples and like some sacred area, even if it's not for her, he might try there. But if something like that's not really present, he'd just find like a kind of a secluded place among some trees, and maybe just
That's fair. That's fair. You would know the sort of like
Sweet.
biggest, religious place here would be the Tide Mothers Church. The fairly semi-common religious belief, at least here in the Pinzari Isles, and fairly common across a lot of coastal cities in Arcavios to have a lot of effigies up of her. And you could go there. There are plenty of like beautiful little nature patches across Port Star Sail. It's definitely up to you. Whatever aesthetic or vibe you'd be going for.
I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna grab a couple candles, some incense, nice little mat. I'm gonna go find a little enclave. I'm gonna etch. Even though it might be bad for the tree, I'm gonna etch saloons like the stars
Mhm.
with the eyes, and I will light the incense and some candles. And I will just like revisit the pact and the first plea I made for her to help me with Shar. and then kind of like reach out after kind of capturing that feeling again, and seeing if I can get a response. You know, like hey, I reached out. This is you helping me out. You know, maybe I'll also put like the loot on the little altar thing.
Ooh, yeah.
And then, yeah, just like summon the feeling of like, need you. And then kind of like, I guess how it felt when she showed up to help him. That moment of just like relief and like, oh, thank God. And, like, so he'll summon all those emotions and see if he can. He felt like he was doing the right things.
Yeah. And you find this glen. You get all the incense, candles set up. You carve in the symbol and get your loot set up. You can not only find your center, you dive into those memories, those feelings, and try to latch onto them. You're incorporating this into your meditation. You're focusing on those feelings. And give me a religion check with advantage as you do begin to slip into a meditation.
I know it's alphabetical at some time. 20. Not natural, not 20.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's dirty,
We
it's
like
dirty.
those, though. Dirty
Dirty 20.
I take what I can get.
And you got here pretty early in the morning. You know, you met up with everyone just a little after sunset. You talked with Koski then, headed out, maybe perused the city for just a little bit, finding what you deemed the perfect spot to actually do this, to find answers. And after getting it set up, you would slip into that meditation, whether it was willing or conscious or an effort, but it happens. Maybe it's muscle memory at this point. And what would feel like to you almost instantaneously, you would slip into this meditative stance and open your eyes. Upon initially opening your eyes, you can clearly tell the sun has shifted. Time has certainly passed. And sitting before you on the forest floor, the grassy floor of this glen before you here in the city, you would see this beautiful, like, white bird. You don't really recognize the species. You've seen a lot of birds come and go. It's not like a gull. It's not really like a raven. Not really like a crow, but very beautiful. A little bit larger than almost what you've seen, Phineas, nowadays, Phineas. And you make eye contact almost like Phineas. It's just like recognition as this bird is just a couple feet away from you, perched on your loot, just sort of looking at you. And before you have any moment to do anything, a very similar looking, almost slightly mangy black bird would swoop in, the two squabbling on top of your loot for this brief moment. As soon as you would go to stand up and react, they would both flutter off.
Oh. I mean, I guess I would try and call out to them. Or they just dip hard. I guess it'd be like wait. And if it didn't wait, I would try to use message on the white bird just in case it's like not actually a bird.
Yeah, you reach out and nothing. You try the black one. Nothing. They both sort of scattered off in separate directions after this conflict, and reaching out both as quick as you can. Nothing. Nothing to latch onto. You can't even sense the creature. I mean, it's only 120 feet away. Even if they were both booking it, you would at least be able to catch one. I mean, they're a creature.
I guess after they're kind of like far enough away, I would take a minute to like take in my surroundings. Like that, like, wait a minute, what time is it? Like, am I here or is it still like part of my...
Yeah, you look around, look up at the sun. It's awfully close to
check out.
noon.
Damn.
Hours have passed. And again, to you, it was you closed your eyes, nothing, opened your eyes. 3, 4, 5, maybe ish hours passed. It is very close to noon.
I'm gonna take out my tome and just jot a little note in it of White and Blackbird. Even though it's for spells and cantrips, just little margins.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little sticky note. Maybe there's like a handful of random shit written all over it. At a certain point, I just forget why I even put it there. But
But it's there.
there's some like random paragraph of notes from class, just a little faded out.
Mm-hmm.
I might be a little frustrated. Maybe he'll just damn it, and he'll like knock over the candles, put them out, and just like break whatever incense he had left and just drop it. It's like, what the fuck? And then so after he pouts, throws a little tantrum within reason because he doesn't truly want to upset anybody. Yeah, then he'll put on his pendant and he'll take a deep breath and like center himself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get rid of this thing. And then he'll go to like the bridge out front to wait for the group to go see Garther.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Heading over to the Link of Knowledge to hang around the entrance. What would our group be up to? A couple hours have passed. You guys had some lunch, maybe a little light lunch, even, and I mean, it should be time to head on out.
Yeah, Aelidy's gonna start getting ready and grab the sack and start heading out.
We should wait for Marius, no?
Oh, I think regardless we should go, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well,
I'm sure we can find
Marius
him.
said
You know.
he'd be back, so I feel like we should wait here.
Oh yeah, we can wait outside.
Did you say that? You'd meet us there? Well, I wouldn't know, but
Yeah, I said we'll meet outside at noon at Garther's.
Oh, okay.
I am now just
Yeah.
remembering that Marius said that
But
he
yes,
would
we
be there.
sorry. I guess in my mind, well, whatever be easier. In my mind, I was like, I don't know where I'll be, so it'd be easier just to like.
I was going based off of what Koski said because he was the one who talked to Marius.
Maybe you guys just show up late. Just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're 15 minutes late.
I don't have the paper. I've been waiting here.
I love it. I love it. You guys head out around noon, about 15 minutes late, heading over to the Lapis University. Again, it sort of rests on its own, almost central pillar here in Port Starsail, having this long, a little over 100-foot bridge that crosses the giant ravine that sort of separates it from the main plateau. Getting close to the Link of Knowledge, there would be two of those guards standing out front. Again, it's very nice, almost robe-like undergarments underneath their like very minor plating of armor. One of them stepping forward almost as soon as you would approach. Please, halt! Presentation of necessary paperwork or access gym is required to cross the link. And he sort of glances back at one of the other guards, and the other guard gives him this like exacerbated like head nod as he looks back at all of you dutifully.
Gail's just gonna be, oh, you're doing great. Koski, he's got a
steps
big
up
one.
and he
Has it.
pulls out the paper and just like holds it out in front of him. Here you go. See, I'll let us through.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys just go across the. Yes.
Yeah. We know where to go. So
report to the as you guys are like walking.
Practice. I'll wait so he can practice.
Report to the central scriptorium. A receptionist should help you further.
Good
just, like,
job.
looks at all of you.
What is his name? Good job,
Taryn.
Kevin. And he pats him on the head.
Taryn.
And just like,
You did good, sweet cheeks. You see A-Lady slap his ass.
Oh my
Ah.
god.
just-
Make him a little
we
bit
just
more
scurry
nervous.
on our way.
All right. All right, to name.
All right, then, man.
All right, man.
Okay.
Well done.
You guys
I usher
will-
them across the bridge, like
No.
herding ducks.
As I say, both of the guards probably giving Aelity stink eyes as you cross the link of knowledge. Again, heading towards the collection of spires, towers, and turrets that is the Lapis Universities. And have these sort of adjoining buildings at the base, sort of connecting all the different towers here. Crossing the threshold of the link of knowledge, setting on foot to the campus again. Fairly bustling day. A little more activity than the last time you guys were here, but not to a crazy extent. Just maybe a couple more people out and about. A few less receptionists at the very large front open doors of the central scriptorium. If there's no sidetracks, a party would approach those large open doors. A receptionist that would look to be half orcish. He would have a little bit of a goatee, head shaved, very thick, bushy eyebrows, a little bit older, maybe mid-age. Again, wearing these beautiful robes that have a very light blue coloration to them, and the design would accent this medallion he would sport on this gold chain necklace that sort of rests in the center of his chest. You guys are now noticing a few of these different medallions fairly up close. Each of them have a different gem inset. This half-orc's, his would be a very, very light pink. And they would sort of give a couple half steps up. Hello. Receptionist May. How may I help
Good
you?
joke.
I don't think it was a joke, Koshki.
I've heard it a lot. It was funny at one point in time. I would imagine the first time hearing it is a
It's
fair
Koski's
level of
first time
comedy.
hearing, so yes.
So
How can I help you?
Koski will just hold up the piece of paper.
And the half orc, he would give a sort of once over, holding up his gem very much like last time. You would see a bit of a shimmer of magic, a sigil, an emblem would sort of appear on the back of this. Excellent. If you don't have any questions, please come right this way. If you're back so soon, under the 10 days it specifies, good job on the job, right? That's
Of course, Koski
excellent
promised
news.
that crew was very
thank you.
capable. He did not disappoint, no?
Excellent. I don't know,
do-
were there this many of you when you accepted the job? I don't
Yes.
have a lot of context here.
And
yes.
the
Yes,
now one is even
it
with
was.
child as he pats Marius on the tummy.
That's terrifying. Please, right this way.
I'd like to
I
whisper, I'm terrifying the baby.
I do also have a feeling Garther may want us to return this document back to him.
Maybe.
Something about not wanting to have too many floating around or something.
Maybe we just
Well,
say
the hopes is that's a good point. The hopes
Oh.
is that I will hand it off to hopefully him or possibly an assistant. If you all would like, you may carry it through the central scriptorium.
I just remember it having been a thing last time when, like, the last document that we had to get in, got taken away. Yeah, it was a thing.
it's fine.
Fair.
I'll carry it.
Sure, here you are, friend.
Cool. I'll just put the paper in my pocket.
All right. As you all would enter the massive doors of the central scriptorium, again, the interior being extra dimensional in its space and size compared to what you expected. This ground floor being a massive 2-floor library, the shelves just littered throughout both floors, and you can even see some from the overhanging balcony you all would sort of cross through. Again, heading to a bay of doors, each with like a stone tablet adjoined right next to each door in these little pairs. Walking up, Marius, give me an Arcana check, as I think you are our only person that's proficient with Arcana.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're right. Actually, I was just gonna check.
Yeah, we went through this
That's
last
fair.
time.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we could double
you're
check.
right.
I could be wrong.
No.
I could be wrong.
You're 100% correct. You're right.
I have a
16.
+3, but I'm not proficient.
With a 16, again, you get almost like a confirmation of what you were kind of guessing at the last two times you saw a receptionist do this to one of these stone tablets next to one of these doors here. They're using the prestidigitation cantrip, imparting 3 very simple glyphs, sigils, these like runes essentially, onto each tablet, or onto the tablet when they activate it. And with a 16, you would guess that, I mean, it all corresponds to a floor. You think you could replicate that input to at least get to this floor that you're heading to? You haven't quite cracked whatever the system is yet, but you recognize the 3 glyphs as they put them in, the same as the last receptionist Una, that they put in.
No.
Really seems to be a code.
Okay.
And
See.
after receptionist May would impart those 3 sigils onto the stone tablet, the door they would be facing would thrum with the blue energy before opening it, revealing the fairly simple, interior wooden staircase that leads up to another adjoining door, also shut, but giving off a similar glow. Aelity maybe having flashbacks of the nightmare that it was walking through this portion with your detect magic up.
Hell yeah.
It still hurts.
So you guys would
I like literally as a player was having that thought of like maybe I'll like detect magic right now, and then I remembered that and I was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't.
as you guys would walk up again, maybe 15, 20 foot little wooden simple staircase leading up to this next door. Receptionist May opening it as he would wait for all of you to cross the threshold into this new floor and shut the door behind you. Parroting almost exactly what receptionist Una would say. It's very important to shut the doors when you come up on the floors. It severs the connection, you see. You don't want to leave that lingering about. Please, right this way.
Oh, why? Would something bad happen?
Leaving that sort of magic just open and on, it could be a little dangerous.
Oh,
It's a
Is it
big
like a-
tower.
Oh, so it's like a portal?
That's one way you could look at it, friend. A bit of a portal, bit of a vortex, bit of a wormhole. Lots of fun words for it, honestly.
That's cool. So like you could use it, and then if you went right back through it, it would just put you right back where you came.
Yeah, like if we went up the stairs and decided to go back down, we could just go right back down and be at the ground floor. If someone doesn't shut the door on us, then I could sever the connection, leaving you in the staircase. You don't want to get left in the staircase.
Okay, I see what's
What
up.
happens
Yeah, dude, this place
to
is
people that
wild.
gets left in
Makes
stairs?
sense.
That's crazy.
You gotta find them, right? Bit of a tricky matter.
okay. Well, at least you're not just like gone immediately. That's good.
No, you don't get shunted anywhere. You're just at a little discomfort for an interminable amount of time.
Oh yes, must
Oh.
sound fun.
That's unsettling.
You guys are walking down the large stone hallway that is very familiar. This uneven brickwork that makes up the walls and floor. Again, not very much decorum or anything fancy. A couple of windows that would look out to the bay. Again, you guys would pass a couple of these metal doors, eventually arriving to the one you guys would be familiar with, Garther the Wise's. Receptionist May sort of leading you all to the doorway. Here we are, bum, 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 with his fist real heavy on it. Very much like last time. 30-ish seconds or so before you hear one heavy click, and then a heavy slide latch gets slid back before the door would open, seeing Wu there, Paige Wu. And she would give you all a look, her hair like jet black pulled up into a tight bun. Oh, hey. Right, wow, okay. Looks at receptionist May. Yes, right. My friend here, the pretty one, could you procure that paperwork for me?
Yeah.
The pretty one?
He's beautiful. No offense,
I mean,
you
it
are
would
too,
be
but
Koski's pleasure.
look at him.
Fair.
I knew I was glowing. Oh. The prized bowl.
I believe you took the
Koski
paperwork,
just thought that
Marius.
they were talking to him.
You want his...
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'll mage hand it over.
Thank you, friend. Paige Wu, here you are. Here are your monster hunters. Again, good job on the completed work, friends.
Thank you. And
Hey,
good job on leading us back here.
All in a day's work for a receptionist. All right, maybe I'll see you on the way out. As he gives a loose bow and begins to head back down the hallway.
see, I told you I was glowing.
Goodbye, May. It was May, right? The Gale leads in.
Please,
yeah.
right this way, right this way. Master Garther will be so pleased that you're all back, please.
We walk in.
I'm gonna keep my eye on that piece of paper. If she ever puts it down.
I mean, yeah, she's like keep it side in her hand as she's holding the door as you all sort of enter, closing it behind you, much like last time, sliding that single like slide latch just to sort of keep it secure. Right? How was the trip? How's the travels? Everything fine?
Only
Everything good?
slight variation to plan. Koski not pregnant, but Marius is.
Yeah,
Right.
we hope. We think. I didn't actually ask how to test for it.
Oh, don't worry. We can take care of that one. It is totally fine.
Okay.
Here, please, you guys take some seats. I'll go get the master.
We do know 3 of them got hit, so maybe it wouldn't hurt to test everybody unless that's like expensive. But we feel like good
no,
bet is this one here.
Koski and Brett only been beat by slod mouth, not touched by slod hand.
It wasn't
The
Elodie.
Yeah, it was Aelody.
His apologies.
Did you only get bit or did you get slashed?
Yeah, I got bit and then shows arm essentially where she got bit.
Oh, wow. That looks gnarly. I mean,
Oh, and
good
it was
job.
confirmed red slot.
Oh, the master will be so pleased. Okay, yeah, please, everyone, grab a seat. I'll be right back. He will be so excited.
She put that paper down at all?
No, it's just like in her hand passively as she's kind of animated at this point, hearing that you guys actually found a red slot.
I have no dexterity. It's not even worth it.
I feel like this is probably the point when
Slip up.
Gale would probably detect magic.
Detect magic?
Yeah.
Fair
As she's walking away.
Vroom. As you sort of let loose your magic, your eyes maybe have a little bit of that flare that pops up for that second. As it sort of takes
Ever
place.
since like Gust extending away from her as like her magic is like reaching through the air to sense it.
And again, all of you have entered this, again, a rectangle-sized room, kind of fair-sized, a bit of a lounge meets a storage meets a study, all crammed into one space. You guys were shown to sort of the sitting area, a couple chairs and a couch and a coffee table off to one of these corners. Gale, as you activate your detect magic, it would be a little much at first. Because the walls, floor, ceiling, all of it just lights up, and it's like, okay, that's some illusion magic. I think evocation.
She like
okay.
literally like covers her eyes to like make a little slit. Like, oh jeez, God, okay.
And again, a lot of the minor items in here, like some of the decorum or even some of the knickknacks, don't give off anything. All the tables, chairs, even like cups, they all give off a very faint glow. It would be a little bit of, I guess, it would be transmutation a little bit, essentially giving everything just a little bit more durability, a little bit more longevity. But nothing that brings up any immediate red flags with detect magic. Looking over at all your friends, everything seems above board. Marius's glow does seem like marginally brighter than the last time you recall doing this, just like a little bit, just like a random side note.
I got a blowout
You're-
this morning. I'm looking
You're
good.
glowing even more now. That's weird.
I knew it.
Even with everything in here, it's so bright. Oh my god. I think it's actually giving me a headache.
And unlike last time, it took a couple of minutes for Garther to come out, but only about a minute or so passes before Paige Wu could even come in to do an introduction, much like last time. Garther is stepping through the doorway. You all would see this meek-framed, elderly half-orc give you all a look over as these wide spectacles on his head. Yes, the job has been completed. I heard it is a red slot that you encountered. As he takes his seat, his, like a liveliness and like excitement in his voice that is distinctly different than the last time you spoke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We pretty sure this one here is pregnant. Or infected, I guess.
It's only
She's like trying not to make it look like she's
Marius
got
is the
detect
only
magic going
person
right
that
now.
got hand job from Slob.
You really don't gotta phrase it like that.
Yeah, like clawed me. Like it was a fight. Just to clarify for everyone.
And Gale, is your detect magic still going?
Yeah.
As Garther entered the room and sat down, you maybe had to sort of steel yourself before jumping into conversation because his aura would be sieved with this almost tie-dye of purple's energy that sort of branches out. Not like a full consuming as if he's just radiating it, but it's been long growing in his magical person, his aura.
Interesting.
Well, I should be fine if there's only one of you as far as paperwork is concerned. We may leave odds at end, unless you're not interested in being cured. Marius, was it?
Yes. Yeah, I'd love to be cured.
Yeah, I don't think we'd like to keep him around.
Oh,
That'd be
thanks,
great.
Yeah, and you can't get pregnant through bites, correct?
That is correct, young lady.
Okay.
It is transmitted through the claws traditionally, though you never know, depending on the breed you fought. Please, tell me everything about this red slot. I'm so curious to hear how it came to be. Was there a gem? Is it of this realm?
I don't think we've had a gem. He'll look around to the
Koski
group,
will
see if
just
anybody
like
corrects
pull
him.
out of a bag
No gem, right?
the red slot hide and just like roll it out and lay it out for him. No gem. No gem inside of Slob. So Slob came from here.
Sorry.
Nah, it is fine. It would have been nothing more than a trophy. It was a beautiful specimen. And he's like almost like looking at the pelt very like longingly, I guess.
Salivating?
There was
He's
also like
excited. Like this old man who was just kind of an asshole last time, he's like he's into the conversation this time.
there's also a like pretty old chimera corpse laying around that I mean
It was eating,
think
maybe?
it came from that.
Or it came. I don't know how old the carcass was, though.
I mean, it definitely like cavity of the like chest cavity gone. So whether it ate it or was snacking on it or birthed from it, yeah, It was at least like a month old. Probably.
Interesting. Very interesting news. Birthed from a possible chimera. That would make this indeed quite the specimen. Right. I assume that our first manner of priority is curing Marius here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, we
Right.
think everyone should get tested except for like me and Gail because like we didn't get hit.
It's also fair we did want to be a little cautious with everyone, given the severity.
Yeah, you know,
If
when
that's
wouldn't
not a big
hurt
deal.
to just
I didn't know what the process was. You're the expert.
be safe.
Okay.
Unless
is
you're
fairly-
like 100% sure.
Yeah, this will be fairly quick, please. And you would see him pull out this almost gnarled looking wand, like it's been struck by lightning and it was already a twisted branch before that. He
Ooh.
would sort of pull it out, giving it a loose wave. You would see his eyes would spark just a little bit. Those of you with a passive perception of 15 or higher, you would notice the faintest little purple before it would move to a green, and his eyes would almost be consumed in a moment before
Oh,
returning
that's
to
true. I
normal.
still have the detect magic up.
I have 15. I signed it.
So you would see that
12.
little purple spark that starts before the green would envelop.
And a 19. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna die.
And you all would pick up on that with your detect magic, Gale, as it's being cast, as he's almost like prepping it in this brief moment before casting this spell. It's a divination spell, kind of based on what you know. It's a detect poison or disease.
How's that chaos magic interacting with it though? Like, does it look like he's drawing from that, or?
It definitely looks like it's part of it. While it is like divination, there is this almost very similar to the eyes, this little purple plume of energy before the spell like turns into divination. Like it's at least a part of his power source to some extent. But upon casting his detect poison, he would give all of you a once over. Yes, it is true. You are indeed impregnated with the phage permutation. Oh, excellent news! Please. All of you remain seated. Page Wu, put on tea. He callously calls out as he stands up and holds a hand out to Marius to usher him into the laboratory, into the next room.
Oh,
Please,
yeah, of course.
right this way.
I'm gonna look back and just mouth like, "Don't leave me." Oh god.
Is it okay if I sit in with
Yes,
you and
go.
Marius?
If you would like to
I'm
join
fine
as
with it.
well.
It's up to the doctor. I totally saw that purple magic. I'm low-key freaking out.
While I do, of course, trust you, my large Minotaur friend, the lab is a bit cramped. You could stand in the doorway. You, young lady, sure, if your friend allows it, you may be there. It won't be fun, but it should be fairly
Both you
quick.
stand in
Yes,
doorway.
it's fine.
Good.
Cool. Sweet. I'll come with.
I ain't getting got.
And you would come into, again, this adjoining room. The open doorway here doesn't have a door in the way. It's very much just like an open passway that leads to this laboratory. All manner of alchemical bits and bobs, a few even like tinkering supplies can be seen. Lead you to one of the larger bench tables that's sort of built into the wall here. A few shelves and cabinets are sort of like on the wall, like hung up a little bit, like lining this place, leading you to this essentially like a workstation. He would sit down in the seat. Right, you probably should remain standing for this. Missy, there is a bucket underneath that table. Could you grab that, please? Hand it to our friend here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right, hold on to this bucket. I would go ahead and keep that in front of your face. Now, let's see.
This
Here.
seems unnecessary.
I think I know where this is going.
Please don't.
He would open up a nearby drawer. You would hear a heavy clinking of vials, just ching, 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 as in these like custom-made little holders set into the drawer. You would see the tops of all these different vials, all corked. he would sort of thumb through them as they tinkle as he sort of presses them to look at them. Here we are. And he pulls out this almost mucusy, yellow-looking liquid. He sort of churns it a little bit. All right. Here, you're going to go ahead and bottom this one down. That one may stay down. It may not. It doesn't really matter. But it's important to put this down first before we make you eat the next thing.
More? There's more?
It's a 2-phase process, and then you will purge, and then I will grab the extract.
Oh, so I have to vomit. Regardless. And he's kind of holding it up, swirling it.
Sorry to interrupt the flow, but my headset died for just a little second, and I came in like right in there. We just like moved to another room, right?
We just rolled for initiative.
No,
I was like, what?
It was basically Aelity and Marius are like in the laboratory proper with Garther, like in the next room, while Koski's like standing in the doorway, leaving Gale, Paige Wu, and Brett sort of in the little lounge area.
Okay.
Again, it's all fairly close spaces. You're definitely not like far apart from each other by any means.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything, so I'm not currently right there.
I
Marius.
will down it. Yep, I'll swirl it around and kind of just like, oh man. I ate before I came here because I thought it'd be a long process.
There's an immediate smell of like a curdled cheese that hits her nostrils.
Oh, can I press the digitation to make it taste different?
Yeah, you could definitely give it a shot as you.
I'm gonna try. Can't be any worse.
What are you trying to alter the taste to?
Maybe wine. It's dirty cheese. Just try and compliment it.
There you go.
That's smart.
As you down it, it is thick, kind of gelatinous, a little oozy. It definitely congeals. It's not very liquidy.
Jello.
Yeah, I want to throw it up.
Give me a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
I'm imagining like trying to drink like half set Jello. Like
Microwave Jello. 13. He's probably gagging.
13. Yeah, you
Unless you think
probably
about it.
gag a little bit, managed to keep it down. And Garther's probably just sitting in this stool-like seat, just watching you for like a minute or two. All right. Seems like you're gonna keep that one down. Next, here, and he would hand you what looks like a rock, and he hands it to you. I know it seems like it may be difficult, but I'm going to need you to chew that up and belly that down.
I'm sorry?
You heard me. This will initiate the cleansing process. That is Fey coal there.
Oh, so it's not as fake coal. And he'll take like a little like bite out of it, you know? Like
And it's like kind of hard at first, but as soon as it gives and it's in your mouth,
chalk.
Yeah, I was about to say it's very chalky. It's like cakes your mouth, doesn't really go down. And as you do that,
does it have any flavor?
son, all at once.
I'm
All
sorry.
at once. It will do nothing if you beat it off in little pieces like that.
And he'll just shove the whole thing in his mouth. And just like hold his hand over it while he just dies inside because it's coal. He's eating coal.
And as that's happening in the laboratory, maybe
did I do
10,
to you?
15 feet over in the other room, Paige Wu is sort of coming back over, a hot tea kettle, beginning to pour tea for anyone that would ask.
Oh yes. I have these vials of blood.
Yes. I'd imagine that Garther will likely collect those after. He was rather eager to extract the disease, if I'm being honest.
Happened to get 4. Filled
4
up all my
vials?
vials.
Wow, that would be excellent. That is more than he asked. He will be elated.
And then I know we have like a full slotty heart, right? But I've also got this like smaller one. I guess they have 2. I kind of forgot that.
Oh,
I don't know.
Dare
don't know
you
if
give
you
away your trophy?
Want this one?
Curious. Does the other one look like that?
It was a gift.
She's trying to do this without Koski noticing.
I'm so offended for
What a
him.
piece of work. You run from the orc and you think you know somebody.
And you would see her sort of give it like a once over. Identical. There were two of these.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
I
I mean, I guess this one's a little smaller, but
would check with Master Gother. I'm not exactly sure. Just a simple page.
well, you can hold on to that for now.
Oh, I'm not interested. Thank you.
Oh,
She's like
no.
obviously just as grossed out as you are. Thank you. It is very strange. Why is it on a rope like that?
The big
twine,
one
is
did
it?
that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, this is gonna go on the ground next to where I'm sitting.
And as you're like,
I'll just leave it here for you.
you're like contemplating what to do, Brett, would Brett like any tea?
Yes, thank you. It smells great.
It's lavender.
Oh, I could tell. I could tell it was something like nice like that.
It's hemlock.
Brett would just make conversation with Assistant Wu, like, why do you guys even want these things? Like, how long have you been working here?
Oh, I've been here at the Lapis University for about a year. Ever since I graduated, this was one of the closest places to home, and kind of made sense. I've been working with Master Garther for about 6 months. It's been a real learning experience. It's been a lot of research. I'd imagine that's exactly what he would want this disease for the next leg of his experiment.
6
Like-
months, sorry.
6 months.
And I mean, not to. Do you just happen to know if he tends to go through assistance on like a regular basis, or?
I haven't actually inquired about the previous page. I'm not too sure. I know they worked together for some time. That's about all that the master references to. Sometimes references their strength versus my weaknesses. It is demoralizing. They seemed very skillful.
I mean, just a good tip. You should always look into who you're trying to be employed by, because they're always going to look into you. Just a life advice.
Oh, that's very fair. And as soon as she goes to speak, your conversation is cut out by this loud retching from Marius in the next room.
Oh.
As Marius, your gut is just emptied into this bucket.
Aelidy's gonna rub his back. It's okay.
It's okay, I'm done.
Oh, yeah, maybe I should have. Yes, we'll need to get through this, and then we'll be able to actually get to the next portion of this. Young man, I wouldn't recommend fighting it, Marius. Just let it come out.
There's more. And he's gonna look up and there's like vomit in his chin. Like some
All
tears in his
sweaty.
eyes from throwing up so hard.
Can I cast prestidigitation to wipe it from his face?
What a
It's just
good
like
friend.
it's okay. It's okay.
Why can't
Mama.
you
Tell
cops?
you that you'll not be pregnant forever. They take care of you, see?
Are you always this calm? Have you done this
Tell-
before?
Tell Kelly I forget
No, you tell him yourself.
And it's at that point, Marius, where like the past couple have just been like these dry heaves just in the center of your chest that have given nothing. You have nothing else to empty out. And you're sort of sitting there, you have this deep breath, and like you just feel this wave of exhaustion before a big wave comes up. Give me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. You can choose to fail if you so choose.
13 again. He probably
13.
fail at this point
Yeah,
for all that
it's been-
retching. He's just tapped.
The next thing that comes up is a wave of dark purple ichor, very similar to like the blood that was collected from the slod, but this is thicker. It matches the consistency of kind of that first potion that you drank. And after what feels to you like forever, you finally cease. And as soon as you're done, Arthur's wand is out, and he has it pressed into the strange bucket. He's pulling it away from you. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And he does a few waves of his wand before pulling his wand out of the bucket, like with force. He is having resistance. As you can see, this strange purple ichor is like suctioning to the bucket itself before pop, finally giving off. And Garther whirls it into this large beaker as its form begins to thin more into liquid as it fills the beaker, and a heavy stopper is put on top. Okay. Whoa. That was much more than I expected. Wow. You were very pregnant, young man.
Thank you. He wipes his face a little bit.
I would like to have all of you know you may have borne witness to one of the first successful extractions of this disease.
I'm sorry?
A mutation.
What did you
Wait,
just say?
I told you it
Gale
would work.
overhears from the other room.
I told you this would work. I had everything crunched. I had never had a specimen to have it actually try on.
Are you
But as I
serious?
said, it's the same similar practices to removing other diseases, just with
And
minor
Mary's always have
alterations.
saloon on side, so you know he very protected individual.
Gale just
Okay.
looked over at Brett like, oh my god, what did we just do?
So what happens if you can't extract it? He just dies, right?
No,
I knew I only had 30 days
why
to live.
you all are it's so dramatic. It would be cured and expelled. Extracting it in a viable form, as he holds up the heavy beaker that's filled with this purplish liquid. In a pure form, I haven't heard very many documentations of the phage permutation being extracted this way, and I wanted to try, and if I failed, yes, I would have cured your friend and would have been at my loss. But hey, now he is going to be a little bit richer, isn't that right, young man?
I hope so. And he's kind of like doubled over on his side a little bit.
Aelidy's still rubbing his back. It's okay.
Is that
You all should be elated. Not only did you survive a conflict with the formidable beast, but you managed to be a part of history. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Now, perhaps I could procure my other items, and we could do a bit of exchange of currency. Get everyone paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wu has the vials already.
She did not accept any vials from you. She told
Oh.
you several times
Yeah,
to give
she
them to the
already
master.
Sorry. My bad.
Easily.
I
Yeah.
thought she took the vials, but not the heart.
No,
It-
yeah, she was giving
Aelidy's
out
gonna.
tea.
Try and minute the pits.
Yeah. Aelidy's just gonna fully pull out the heart from the sack. The other heart.
Oh, a large specimen indeed. Right. And he sort of like takes it with his hands and is like giving it a once over. Excellent job. Perfect cutting done here. No damage to it itself. I appreciate that. That will make my job much easier.
Yeah. What is your job exactly? I'm just curious. Like, what do you want with the specimen? It's really interesting to me. I've went to college and I've been studying like transmutate stuff, and just curious what your work really entails.
Experimentation, young lady. Pushing the boundaries of what is possible with transmutation. It is not only creating life, it is altering life, improving it. And that is what I will do with this. My current experiment is strong, capable. But this will make it unstoppable. Likely earn me notoriety. Likely earn me a few awards, maybe some grants. And we push the boundaries further then. As far as they go. As far as we can.
Can I roll an insight and realize that he wants to play God, essentially?
I'll let you call if your
I mean,
character
actually,
would need
he
that.
was
It is up to you, my good sir.
Yeah, I think it's very clear. I think it's very
I
clear
totally thought
what
that he was
he's
just
trying
reading
to
these
do.
things so that he could like listen to sex slaves. That's so weird.
Just because you were attracted to the slide doesn't mean everybody was. Mayor's gonna turn over and ask and be like, "Who's we? Do you like share this with people? Who's gonna know?"
Oh, don't ask so many questions, young man. We best probably get you some water. I'd
Well-
imagine you are terribly famished.
I mean, am I gonna be noted in it?
If you would like to. Many of you did not like to give me names, which is understandable with your line
fuck,
of work.
Brett?
You will be notated down as, what was it? Company of Snarl or whatever your name was.
Just no. That wasn't it.
Oh, Brett's a beast.
Very abnormal for him.
What are you reading, Brett?
Yeah,
what do you- Nat 20
Seconds
insight.
later. That's a natural
So
20
out of
insight
character.
for Brett Hopman.
We have to
This is
stop
so
this
out of
full
character
conversation
for
for
him.
that.
So yeah, well, I had to refresh my page because it was refusing to load. I guess it was just too unbelievable that Brett might roll a nat 20 insight for one.
You've got like 2 nat 1 insights this session alone.
Get this
Insight
session
is gonna
alone.
be Brett's like real straw or real hurdles there.
It's his
Weak
one
spot.
weakness. It's literally his one weakness.
He's a himbo. He's consistent. Yeah, Brett was thinking about that comment that we were all noting, where he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make something like even stronger and better." Like my first thought as a player was like, did he make those monsters that we fought at Strixhaven? Like, was he involved in the creation of these things? Like, could he be using this stuff for that sort of pursuit?
I'd say with a natural 20 and a little bit of like the minor lead that Liliana gave you all, that was one of the hopes with this guy, is that he would either be a helpful resource if he wasn't a part of the Auric, or if he was a part of the Auric, it would give you a true lead, because that's kind of what you guys were looking for this whole time, was somewhere to actually start.
Cool. Well, you guys are having your conversation, and Brett's like probably in the background, like over the shoulder kind of shot, like
Just
like
wide eye.
Who else was suspicious of him, like from the beginning?
Aelity, from the very beginning.
Yeah, Brett's probably looking at you.
Yeah.
Fair.
And he probably couldn't help it. He put a hand on one of his sword hilts.
Like reflexively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we should probably test everyone first, right? Since we're not sure. We don't want to wrap things up too quickly.
Didn't we?
Paige Wu would probably like sip her tea. Oh, Master Garther, he did the survey. All of you passed besides your friend in there, Marius, I believe was his name.
Oh, good.
That's good.
I do, and Gail would walk over to him, Garther. Like, I do have these files for you, and a secondary heart.
And he sort of like inspects the heart. Why is this one so ill preserved? The other one was immaculate. This one.
Yeah. Hey, Gail.
Yeah, he put it on a string, and then he had me wear it.
Right. Right. I do appreciate the 4 vials of blood. It is more than enough. Thank you.
Excellent.
Excellent. 4 vials of blood, a rather impressive heart, and a fully captured phage permutation. I could not ask for a better reward. Please, Page Wu, please fetch my purse. And she would sort of stand up from the lounge in the room adjacent and cross the laboratory, head to the door that's on the sort of opposite side of this laboratory that some of you guys are in now. And she would open it and sort of close it behind her and be gone for just a minute or two. Now, perhaps we best speak about how effective you were with your time. I was thinking of adding on another maybe 100 gold onto the lump sum, 700 gold for the lot of you, and I will still impart 100 gold pieces onto our friend here. He motions to Marius.
Hey, he says, still kind of.
It seems fair to Koski.
I think that sounds like a good deal.
How much gold do you throw in for friends if Koski give you Slodhide?
Oh, I don't have much of an interest in the hide itself, unfortunately. What I seek is a bit more alchemical in nature. While I'm sure the hide has its benefits, it's a little out of my purview.
Yeah, but we got you like that extra blood and we were fast, so like it kind of exceeds expectations all around, and 100 just seems kind of like you don't want us to do this for you again. Like that just kind of seems like the vibe.
Give me a persuasion check there. Or deception, I guess, whatever your motive is.
And I'll make sure to take care of the second heart next time if we find one.
Second heart is odd,
No, like
to say the
present Koski
least.
give you.
And as for our gold compensation, 100 gold is loosely the best I can do right now. I've been spending a lot of side funds out of my own pocket on these sort of endeavors, and while I am eternally grateful, I would like to keep you all on a retainer of sorts if you would be interested. I, being rather impressed with your skill work, could possibly use contacts like that in the future. It is a valuable skill.
I don't see why we couldn't keep in touch.
Friends
Seemed
say
to be
yes.
beneficial for everyone.
Koski say yes.
You say yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Excellent. And Page Wu would return a minute or two later, a pretty fair bag of coin in her hand, hearing the jingles as she would sort of approach in the laboratory where Garther is still sort of resting. He has the vials and the blood and the liquefied phage permutation sitting there, and hand off the bag, and he would take it, seeing it sort of sag in his hands due to its weight, tossing it on the table and sort of wrenching it open. Here we go. This may take just a moment. 1, 2. He begins counting out. You, my large one, here, and handing over 70 platinum to Koski. I take it from our interactions, you are the one in charge here. Again, I do not wish to get involved with group interconflicts and price percentages. It is you to distribute. And for you, young man, counts out 10 more platinum and hands them over to you, Marius.
Thank you, sir.
No. Thank you. I feel like all of you have lost the gravity of what has been done today. We will push the boundaries of what is expected with transmutation itself. You, young lady studying transmutation, should understand that more than anyone.
Yeah, no, it's pretty incredible. I just know the costly things that come with certain aspects of transmutation as well.
You make a fair point.
I just want my
Nonetheless,
friends to be safe. That's all.
are they not safe? Are they not well paid?
Yeah, I guess it's just I guess it's just really hard to fathom of you extracting something. I've just never heard of that. I agree with you. It's very remarkable, and you've really taught me a valuable lesson, and I really appreciate you for that. Thank you. Like,
I did not earn my title the wise through ease and lackadaisical pursuits.
yeah.
Where did you learn your academics? If you don't mind my asking.
The finest university, Strixhaven itself, graduated
Oh.
many years ago, but it was a fine place.
Nice. How long ago did you graduate?
Yeah, what graduating year? What class?
Been some time, 70, 73 years. I've sort of lost track. Not a very good alma mater, I suppose. I tend to get lost in my own pursuits.
Fair, I get that. I mean, when should we check in with you again?
Yeah,
Starting
like if we're your
works.
retainers, how are we gonna get back here without like the paper we used this time?
Easy
Hmm.
enough.
If
All
we
we would
just-
need is a locale to give correspondence. It would be fairly straightforward to pass off letters that way. Perhaps
we
an
can-
address. Do we have a residence here? Do we need that lined up? I do have friends in the Quest family.
Maybe we just they have PO boxes here.
Maybe we
I
what?
Particularly.
I think
Well,
we have to give him
can-
our address, guys.
Can
Sounds
for
like
me though. Well, I am curious. Are we allowed to write him, or is he basically saying like, "Oh, you don't contact me, I'll contact you"?
Yeah, that's
He's kind of getting like he is the one hiring, so he would want to reach out to you if he wants your services. He doesn't seem interested in you guys being able to contact
Pop
him
it.
when you want.
Respect. I tried. I don't know the address. I'm terrible.
I
My
I'd
name's
walk
not
up
Olympian.
and I'd write down the address to the Sunnyside Tavern in my like little mailbox PO box that I have.
The room number.
Yep. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a hotel.
Hell yeah, see? Hotel.
Hotel slash post office.
I'm happy you realize that.
We'll have no idea.
Yeah,
We
easily
do.
jotting that down. He would give it a once over. No permanent residence. Again, the offer stands. I have contacts in the housing agents here. We could find something suitable for a
Golgi take
fine,
me house
trustworthy
if,
group like
if
yourselves.
Garthur
Affordable. One house for just you. Are you all not a band, a
I
company
mean,
of some
Kolski's
kind?
group stay with Kolski, yes? Free housing, yes?
What?
Yeah, sure. I don't see why not.
Yeah. Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
You'd have two houses now.
Excellent, excellent. I will send correspondence to this room in the Sunnyside Tavern. Upon I'm able to find something for the 5 of you, it would seem. Yes.
Just put the feelers out
Fair
there.
enough.
Wouldn't hurt, I guess.
For now.
Excellent.
Did that paper ever get put down? So just never an opportunity. I was vomiting for quite a while.
I mean, it's not in her hand now. You wouldn't
Yeah, it's just
see
gone.
it in the laboratory or anything.
I'd give up. He would just have that thought, like, ah, fuck, know where it is now. My stomach hurts. Feels like I did 1,000 crunches. Feels like Brett's Tuesday.
Your stomach hurts, yet also maybe you're kind of hungry. But you
Excellent.
know,
I don't know if
you
he's
don't
hungry
feel
after
like maybe
that.
you should. Well, I don't know. You get that feeling where it's like like your stomach's empty and like you feel hungry, but it's like you don't feel like eating.
That's not what came out of me today.
You just feel empty.
I think before we leave too,
Give me that goddamn money.
with Garther, I want to try and pull him aside.
I mean, he's staying in the laboratory
That little
Yeah.
because
lab.
that's kind of where you guys all are. It's not
Right.
a very large space. I mean, you could
Okay.
definitely try.
I
Yeah.
guess as we file out, you could just try and body block him for a
Yeah.
quick combo.
No, I guess everybody can hear. I would just walk up to him. Hey, so I'm actually very fascinated with transmutation, as we were talking about a little bit ago. I don't know if you have like an apprenticeship, or I'm just very interested in what you're doing. Would you potentially be interested to having another person look at this? AKA me?
I do not mean anything ill by it, but my pages are assigned by the Lapis University, those that have been deemed qualified, such as Page Wu here. They deemed them fit to act and to assist. I wish I could help. Perhaps
Okay.
in the future you could demonstrate some of your abilities for me.
Absolutely. Just let me know when.
We're going back to school.
All right. If there's nothing else, Garther would ask Page Wu to see you all out. He would probably walk to the doorway of the laboratory, but as soon as you guys are even across the threshold of the study/lounge, he is back at the workstations, already beginning to move some of the vials of blood over and begin testing. And he's maybe looks over at the phage permutation once or twice and is just already getting to work.
Can I try to sort of look over my shoulder and kind of watch that as we're being ushered out?
I mean, you could try, but it's as you guys are halfway across the threshold, he's back around the corner of the laboratories. There's not a open display that would lead to it.
Okay.
So it's sort of out of your line of sight essentially at this point. Unless you wanted to linger over there and look.
No, he's just I'm just trying to note that he's very actively watching what he can before they leave.
You would definitely notice Paige Wu is I mean, she looks happy, kind of excited, a little bit more so as you all get to the door. Thank you all. I look forward to interacting with you all more. Master Garther is very excited. We have a very busy day ahead of us.
Yes, I'm
Late
sure you
night?
guys do. Lots of things to examine, huh?
Likely. Please follow me right this way. I will take you all down to the front doors of the center scriptorium. And she would get to the door and unlock the handle, let you all through before shutting it behind her and beginning to lead you all back down the stone hallway.
Wu has one of those amulet pendants on too, right?
Mhm.
What color is hers?
I believe hers was blue.
Blue. Okay. Now that I'm okay, we're probably gonna be here a bit longer. It's I should really start paying attention to these little details. What does this mean? It's gotta be what part or what university specifically or campus they're a part of or whatever.
And if there's nothing else from our party here, Paige Wu would lead you to the bank of doors in the hallway, putting in those strange glyphs. Marius, you again, take note of it without needing to roll anything this time. Do you think you could duplicate this one too? They're both pretty straightforward. You can't pick up similarities between them exactly, but there's a pattern here.
As soon as we get outside, I'm going to write it down.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You guys get to the front doors of the central scriptorium. Paige Wu wishing you all safe travels as she would begin to make her way back inside, leaving you all just a couple of feet outside these front doors here. Anything particular from our group, or are we heading out into the city?
As soon as they're clear of like any staffing or students like from the university, Brett's gonna like ask the group to huddle up. And then he's gonna be like, "You guys, I have a really bad feeling about that stuff we just handed over. I think, hear me out, I think we need to sneak back in there and destroy it all."
It seems
Oh.
like very complicated process.
Oh.
What be reasoning, Brett?
I mean, I do think was at Strixhaven during that time. So I'm sure
What'd
it's
you
not. I think it's probably at Strixhaven during the time of the Auric.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so
I mean,
too.
he
He said 73 years ago, correct, man?
Yeah, 70 to
70-ish.
73.
And you guys all saw that purple, I assume.
I don't know what
I
purple you're talking about, but I got a real bad feeling in my gut right here.
I think he uses
had
chaos
detect
magic.
magic going when we first got there, and
Yeah.
he definitely has it. I mean,
You guys have
Caleb already
known.
thought, but
You guys have known he's used chaos magic from last
Yeah,
week when I told you.
I know. I'm just like,
Chaos
but
magic?
Well, now that I've seen
mean,
it, I believe it.
he wasn't fully,
nice.
I forgot. I forgot.
definitely seems deeply embedded. So he's definitely been messing with this a while. But so hard to get a vibe. Like, is he just evil? Is he just very passionate about driving stuff forward, and he's messing with things that he maybe probably shouldn't be? But
No, think about it. Like, think about it. Army? You clone this, you make clones, you raise an army. You control the world. If you can put some sort of mind control, anything onto those creatures, how hard was it to fight that creature? It leaped from us.
It put
It leaped person to person.
Fight.
well, but now I know I could just use poison on it. I mean,
Hey, Koshki, how would you feel if you had to fight 10 of them by yourself?
Not great, but
Yeah. 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 Right. Right.
yeah, that's a lot.
Right. So
Kolsky can
essentially,
feel
it
me.
almost sounds like
Please
that's
fill
what
Kolsky in on what
he wants to
group
do.
is talking about. This is all very confusing.
Brett sort of like claps a hand on his shoulder and he's like, "Koshki, listen, this guy is bad news. Like, he's probably gonna make monsters. And we've encountered, like, when we told you we have monster hunting experience, it's because people made monsters and they tried to hunt us and hurt the people that we cared about. And we were here wondering if this guy's gonna be bad. And he is. I can tell, and we can all tell. And now he's got that stuff. And you saw that stuff. And he's gonna use it to make more monsters. I just know it."
It's all
Fucking
very
wake
new
up,
information
man.
for Kolsky.
Also, if I could just get 14
Absolutely.
platinum from you. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up at some point. Everyone
Kolsky
gets 14
splits
platinum
everything out.
if we split
Yeah.
it even.
Yeah.
Everyone add 14 pieces.
Brett has never had this much money.
I can hold it for you, Brett, if it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, if
No.
it's too heavy for you, you know.
Yeah.
Heavy
I mean,
for me? Ugh.
I charge a reasonable monthly rate to hold on to it.
You just
It's
14 platinum.
Doctor is evil. What does new friends propose we do? Breaking in seems incredibly difficult and not possible
Sure.
unless you have magic. And Koski
What?
definitely does not have magic.
If
Do you mean magic like this and then turns into Garther?
I can. Does Aelity have prestidigitation?
I do.
I can show you the symbols to work the tablets,
Seem
and
like suicide the mission
I'm
for
really
Aelity.
doing this, huh?
It might.
well,
Yes.
if you, why were
Well,
you
I
so
mean, I
quick
could
to say
also
yes?
could turn
thinks
someone
But I'm
it's a bad
down.
invisible.
idea.
I'm
You
okay
know?
with it.
Yeah, we can send her an invisible, and if things go south,
Yeah.
change. You know,
Can you turn more than one person invisible if you try really hard?
I think if I upcast it, I actually can.
Yeah. So like what if you go and someone else goes, so it's 3 people and Elodie does all the stuff and then the other people stay invisible as like just in case backup. And then if they have to do stuff, then you can make them invisible again.
I could maximum turn
It seemed
3
like
people invisible for an hour.
it seemed like
But could you do it twice?
No.
So you gotta be able to do it
Well,
twice.
facility is
wait.
fairly high. You not think they have something to detect magic?
I don't know.
it's something we have to
True.
lock down today. I mean, no offense to Koski here, but we still have Kellen out there, and
Killing old news.
Onyx.
You have Koski now.
I mean, maybe we just. Okay. That's my old roommate, bud.
I also lied though. I could actually do it twice as long as I haven't needed to use sorcery points. I can regain a 4th level.
I think the best way would just be to send Gale with somebody, and then she could just cast it again. And then
Yeah.
you could presumably have 4
I mean, yeah,
hours.
definitely
for
doing 2
or-
people. I can do that like 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that
Koski
might be
not
more
smartest
beneficial just in
person,
case.
But he think this bad idea.
So we got some people.
Well, you're out of
Well,
your
I mean,
element,
doing
Donnie.
nothing seems like a bad idea.
Listen, it's bigger than just like this town. I mean, what he's doing in there could destroy the world.
But a high-ranking
At least cause a lot
individual
of
in
damage.
society, yes.
I mean,
Going
here.
Going against
Yes,
word
but
of
outside of here, to be honest, I
nobody's
didn't.
street.
Well, I mean, we were kind of somebody's at one time, but I know what you're saying. Perhaps we just go back to like, let's just bide our time a little bit, at least maybe suss out the defenses a little bit, or maybe we could befriend more of the staff there.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean, I'm
maybe
sure that
the-
stuff's gonna be around for a minute, and like, it also feels a little suspicious if we were to like go and immediately
Gestation
take it
period
out,
take
like
about
especially like tonight, you know, because like I'm sure we're some of the only people who actually know about this stuff that he just
gestation
obtained that
period
we
take
gave
about
him
3 months anyway.
right
Yes.
now, you know. Yeah, like I feel like we got a little time here, guys.
that's fair. Plus, I kind of miss that goo.
What
I just hope it's
is
happy.
wrong with
What
you?
did you say?
What is wrong with you? That just
Nothing.
ruined your body. Look at you now. You're all bloated. And you-
Yeah, because I've just been nibbling on this 3-day-old travel ration bread. It just
That's-
makes me bloated.
That's fair.
I'm just so hungry.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like, you know, diminish what you're thinking here, Brett. Like totally on board, but we need to play this safe.
Plus, I'm really tired.
I think we really need to regroup, regain our thoughts, really think and simmer this through, get a plan together, really investigate the university, know what we're dealing with.
And then
So we're
tomorrow
planning a
we're
hike.
gonna break on it.
I think? Is that what we're doing? Oh god.
Because, like, that's the only reason we're here. And now Kellen's gone, and Professor Man's missing too. And, like, what are we here for? He's
Maybe-
not going to help us. We should stop him and move on.
Maybe okay, hold on. Let's put this on the back burner for now, because that's gonna take a minute anyways, it needs to simmer. How about immediate plans like tomorrow? Why don't we, or I guess maybe, well, it's only like noon, right? Yeah, it hasn't been that much longer. It's the afternoon.
Yeah, it's like
Why
maybe
don't
1
we-
o'clock.
Why don't we try and find some sort of, use this money we just got. Maybe we can try and find some way to get in touch with Liliana, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. How are we gonna get in touch with her?
My immediate thought is maybe try to find some sort of sending scroll, so then one of
Okay.
us can like learn the sending spell or something.
Okay.
Or maybe someone to teach it to us. I don't know. It's cheaper.
Well, I guess let's try it.
All right.
And then personally, I need to use the bathroom real quick.
Well, that's what I was about to get to. Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
So, as you guys we'll say that happened maybe just outside the link of knowledge. You guys fully left campus, no one eavesdropping. Had a little bit of a powwow. Get a little bit of a plan. Seeking a scroll of sending, someone to teach you sending, some way to contact Liliana, and a little side dish of planning a heist into a magical campus.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh.
from there, we'll end our session. As you guys
Oh,
head out
man.
into Port Starsdale.
Jesus
Oh my God.
Christ. Do you enjoy doing this, Matt? Oh, my heart hurts.
I don't, and I do all at the same time.
Oh no,
Yeah.
where'd Chad go?
Oh, he's gone. He's like, all right, we're ending. Deuces.
Doses. I got shit to do.
He's
I
like
just, like, kick
offline.
rock,
Yeah,
bitches.
something happened.
He's back.
Welcome back.
But
He disconnected real. It was weird.
Dude, so many fucking things going through my brain right now.
Too fucking wild.
What a
Ooh.
session.
Yeah,
Crazy
that was a
session.
lot. That was a lot.
At least the extraction was successful, and we don't have to worry about Marius
There's no
being.
more. Alien.
What's that movie called?
Alien.
Alien?
Alien. My brain was thinking Predator, and I was like, no, that's not the right one.
Okay, everyone say bye, Craig. Bye, Craig.
Bye,
Bye,
Craig.
Craig.